We live? Are we live now? Are we live now? Okay.
I don't
Hello, my little fantasy nerds. Please join us for another episode of Dungeon Krawlers, where I once again tried to kill off my entire party. I'm sorry for being late. I suck. So, where we left off last, the party had made their way to Steinthorn. Upon entering Steinthorn, the party did a little bit of scouting, managed to find a secret entrance, made their way to the bottom of the castle, through kind of a sewer system, and up into the main castle. Within the main castle, they were able to capture the butler, Alfonso. They gleaned a little bit of information off of Alfonso. They interrogated. Kaz disguised herself as Alfonso, and then slit his throat.
Sounds very rude when you say it like that, but
I mean, it was a little quick. They found the mysterious candle room. Within the candle room, they stumbled upon a piece of Freya's path. Every once in a while, checking in on Freya, noticing she was having issues, minor here and there, but they pushed forward. As they pushed forward, they noticed that this was not, in fact, a candle room. It was a code name of some sort. And a torture room, where they found half-dead bodies. Some bodies torn asunder. Some bodies missing hands. Some bodies still partially alive. Where they were greeted by the Lord of the Manor, Lucian Greymane himself. Without saying much, the barbarian of the group charged Lucian, ensuing a fight. The fight quickly went in a direction when all of a sudden Lucian, not being so much cornered, but more considering it as playtime, transformed and became a monster of his former self, shedding his outer skin layer and becoming some form of werewolf. A larger werewolf than most have ever seen or heard of. Back and forth the fight went. The party almost succeeded in banishing Lucian to another dimension when the wife of the household showed up with reinforcements. Another fight ensued after that, and it kind of went back and forth until they realized that it was starting to go south in a hurry as the banishment was undone, and Lucian seemed to have come back fully healed and angrier than he was before. Before this happened, Freya seemed to say a couple of words and just disappeared. Without any trace, without anything being said at all, leaving the group without a lot of information. The group, being backed into a corner, managed to, aided by a hooded figure wearing some form of death mask, bird-looking type deal, secret entrance off to the side, managed to persuade the group to run towards her to escape into this tunnel. Off camera, I had Kaylin and Andre roll some checks for me, and I gave them a little bit of information to kind of help them make some decisions or figure out where they wanted to go. Kaylin rolled a very high religion check, and during his time in the Holy Library of Shantea, he was able to glean certain information about the eye color and shape of Freya that actually led him to believe that she had been possessed by a demon. Specifically, a very powerful demon, and the slit of the eye color, a very, very powerful demon, known as Isaac the Betrayer / Beguiler. He was known as the group would not know this yet, but this is more for our viewers. He was a second lieutenant in the Holy Wars between Heaven and Hell. He is one of the few people to have snuck behind enemy lines, behind the Holy Line, and actually did damage to Shantaea, actually harming and not mortally, I can't speak tonight, mortally wounding her, but wounding her very severely. In punishment of doing so, his body was ripped asunder, torn, and thrown across the mortal, across all realms, so that he may never form on the mortal realm again. The only way he was able to do so is by taking possession of another person. Andre, through her roles, was able to discover that Lucien was a werewolf of sorts, some weaknesses to him, and how to harm him to a larger extent. That there was something off about the way he was a werewolf, as normal werewolves are usually not that size, nor not that strong. But more information they might be able to gather. They might be able to find out some more things as time goes on, and they maybe do a little bit more research. So as we leave off now, the group is now basically through some sort of like secret tunnel that seems to have been bored into this building, following this hooded and cloaked persons towards somewhere. So right now you guys are all following War Daughter's person, who has not introduced himself. You're currently following her through this tunnel. It's dark, but she is holding a torch and just walking about 10 feet in front of you guys right now.
Cue the music.
The music. Music? No music?
Got it.
There we go.
Okay, so you said that basically the party is following my character through
Yes.
a tunnel, like a secret tunnelway.
Mm-hmm.
And it's dark. And
It's pretty dark, but you're I would assume you guys are holding up torches after you notice her character holding up torches as well. Or a torch, I should say.
Is there enough light for me to discern that it's not Freya, that it is someone else?
You were the last one in, weren't you?
I mean, me and Kaylin kind of went in at the end, yeah.
Yeah. Make a perception check. Because you're at the back of the group. And
the cloak might look
I was gonna say, all you can see is a cloak. Something's not right. It doesn't look like Freya. But the size is kind of the same, but you're not sure.
Okay, I'm gonna run after her.
Okay.
Freya! No, kind of push. I guess Kaz would be in the way.
Yep, it'd be like Kaz and
Andre
kind of be in between you. You could scooch by him. It's a big enough tunnel. It's pretty small, but it's big enough to kind of scooch by.
I'm gonna try and wedge past him.
Okay. You're able to do so easily, as long as they don't tell you no. But
Freya, what was wrong with him? How did we kill him?
I probably wouldn't even turn around. I wouldn't even know he was probably talking to me.
Nope. As you get close, the only thing you notice is a full black cloaked figure, and as the cloak comes to about here, from here out is a white mask with almost like a hooked bird beak, like not like a huge one, but about yay far out. you know. So it comes out to
Kind of
about
like a hawk.
yeah.
Okay, I'll stop in my place and turn and look at the group like, where is she? Where is Freya?
I don't think we know.
You guys left her?
Well, I think she left us.
You said we were following her.
No, I just said we had to leave or we were gonna die.
I would probably stop hearing the commotion and everybody talking behind me.
Yeah, because I would say at this point, you guys, you had caved in the tunnel behind you, in one way or form or another. Like you would know well enough to have basically gone. My secret entrance was it's now, what's the word I'm looking for? It's compromised, and so you done away with it.
Okay.
And you guys have been traveling for like about an hour or two now. It's probably around 3 a.m. And you've gotten a ways away, so.
I'm gonna take out my great axe and just swing at the wall.
Okay. You guys hear as Morn just whips out his great axe and slams it into the wall next to him. Right in front of Henri and Kaz. Right, so, probably like a couple feet behind you, War.
Oi, what the hell? We have a lot of tracks to make at this point. Let's go.
Who are you?
Do you even? What do we call you? How do we reference you? You. Do you have a name?
That's the least of our concerns right now. Let's just leave.
Well, our friend that was back there, is she going to be able to find us?
I don't know who your friend is, and it's not any of my concern. We need to leave. We need to go.
Well, it's a little bit of our concern.
Perhaps she's already dead.
Okay. I'll just if you keep walking, I'll follow, I guess.
She's not like at a hurried pace, but kind of a like little bit slower than a brisk, kind of like a okay, we gotta move, and I'll talk later type deal.
I'll let the group kind of go past me and then just follow behind.
Okay.
I would just, upon everybody kind of falling behind, I'd keep walking.
Okay. About an hour or so goes by, where you get to a point, where you know the tunnel exits, which would bring you guys right on the other side of this pond. It's like a small lake. And you guys actually, you come out of a small, like, cove/cave, but the front of it is covered in, the front of it is covered in, like, what's the word? Like all that ivy, like that grabs the, like, yeah, but it grabs the stuff. You know, and she's small enough where she's able to skirt like along like the edge of it to make it look like it was never like you watch her basically just like you see the moonlight ahead and you watch as she doesn't push the vines out. She literally just steps forward and kind of slides to the right along the side of the vines without it actually like disturbing the vines. I think the only one that would have probably trouble getting through without like disturbing the entrance, it would be Morn. You're able to do it, but you're definitely going to rip some of the vines trying to get your way through and out. But as you guys come out, it's about 3:34, 4 a.m. and the moon is like pretty high up in the sky. It's almost a full moon, like moonlit night. It's very, very bright out, but it's very moonlit. The stars are heavy above, and you guys.
Can we tell that it's not a full moon?
If you look up, it's almost a full moon. It's pretty freaking close. but the moon is very, very, very bright. And in the distance, if you listen very closely, you hear the howls in the far distance towards Steinthorn. And you guys come out right next to the bank of a lake. And War, you would know at this point you're far enough away that they have never ventured after you this far, and you know this is pretty much a safe space as you've set up camp here before. Oh, hey, baby. So you would know at this point that where you are, it's kind of it's wooded. It's heavily wooded enough that you can hide among the trees, set up camp, without a fire, and nobody would really know you were there.
All right,
unless you were making a ton of noise.
I would stop and turn and look at everybody.
Okay. As the figure turns around, heavily cloaked, heavily figured, the cloak is completely closed except for the two hands that are kind of out through the middle. And you see it's like almost bleach white mask with two slits for eyes and the hook, almost like a hawk, staring back at you.
Well, I reckon we're safe here. We can probably stop.
Is the beak white also?
Yes, except for the tip. Yeah, except for the very tip.
Like it's part of the mask.
Yeah.
Well. Perhaps we can start with what the hell all of you were doing in there.
Or we can start with what you were doing in there. Maybe how you knew we were in there. And the room that we were in, and how to get out.
Fair enough.
And why you came there to get us, and there's a few questions, I guess, that we have.
Or that Freya just led us to our deaths and then left us.
Well, I don't know about that. All I know is I've been scoping that place out for about 6 months now. And you all are very lucky that this was the first time I managed to get inside. Because you all probably would have died. It didn't appear you had any idea what you were up against, or how to fight it.
I should have known.
We were betrayed.
I'm sorry
Given false
to hear that.
information.
So what were you doing in there? Aside from fighting a werewolf?
Thought I was helping a friend.
What would your friend have have anything against a werewolf?
Didn't know it was a werewolf.
Aye. Clues were there though. Suppose it's on us that we didn't take more time to prepare and scope it out.
Didn't think Freya would lead us there if we didn't have a way to kill it ourselves. Guess.
Who's to say she knew?
Well, she had to know, right?
Maybe. Or she knew that we would go in there and probably die.
Well, I've never seen him in that form before. I had my suspicions, but they're very guarded there.
So you've been watching him for 6 months, but you've never seen him as turn into a wolf before.
Actually, Ginge, would I have seen him turn into a werewolf before?
One time.
Okay, never mind. I've seen him turn into a werewolf one time in that 6 months. Aside from this night.
This is why everyone goes to bed early.
You've never seen him this big.
Whatever you did to him, I've never seen him so large before. I must say though, you were lucky that I was prepared. because you hadn't done much damage to him at all.
Well, we really got him at the front. You missed the front half, which was really great. You probably would feel different about the night had you seen the beginning of it.
Oh, so you did most of the work, and I just kind of finished the job after you did most of it?
Yeah, that's like you break a rock, you got to hit it 100 times, right?
Ah,
First 99 don't do anything, right? That's what the miners say.
except you would have probably fought him to exhaustion before you would have actually killed him.
Well,
That's neither here nor there. We're all safe. But
I
Your,
suppose-
your arrow did
You-
something.
I suppose we owe you thanks.
you
since-
too.
You kind of saved our asses.
So again,
Your,
aside from helping your friend, who I have no idea would have any reason to be down there, were your intentions to fight him the whole time?
Aye. We, well, didn't do the proper groundwork prior to the encounter. Had I known, had I looked any further, might have actually found something on him.
out of
Been able to
character,
stop
what?
him.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Ugh.
I was done.
Out of character, what's the Baron's name here?
Lucian Greymane.
Okay, so he is the Baron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
One in this.
I do have incentive to end him, and since you all happen to be in there, we apparently seem to have had the same goal. I don't know if you still have that interest. Are you still looking to do something, or was it more of an accident and now you want to move on? Basically, I'm asking, do you still want to kill him, or not anymore?
I think, I don't want to speak for the group, but I think if we get the opportunity to do so, yes, we probably would. But if the way to do that is already, if that ship is already sailed, maybe we don't have to. I don't know.
Honore, I did drop a little bit of the info that you discovered, but if you want, with all the stuff that you discovered,
Yeah.
with how to hurt, maim, all that stuff, I did give a little bit of the information to the
Right.
viewers, but that's about all I gave.
Right.
Well, so you were only trying to kill him because of your friend. That's it?
She'd been one of his captives for quite some time, and well, we were already out after some of the others and decided to start with him.
Out after the other whats?
The other barons.
Why are you after the other barons?
The other werewolves. the werewolves, he means. We
What
were trying to
other-
hunt werewolves.
What
And,
other werewolves? I've not heard of any other werewolves. in
Well,
Rothos.
that's what we're trying to.
I'm gonna roll an insight
investigate.
check on that. On Kaz.
Okay. Okay. Roll your deception, Kaz.
Wait, so who wins?
Wow.
Because I'm attacking, he's contesting.
That's what. This is an
So-
interesting one.
So do we roll
Um,
again?
Fucking deception +9 and still only gets 11.
I feel like the insight
Maybe go by
wins
the
the-
number.
I think it's
on
the
the
inside.
die?
I think it's the person. If she's meeting it, I think You would
Yeah,
okay. So what
I
you would
think
glean?
11's,
no idea.
11's the check, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So what you would
Deception's the
glean?
check.
He's not telling the whole truth. Something's not right.
I would already feel off about it because of my knowledge of Rothos and not being that there's any other talk of werewolves anywhere.
Well, not yeah. That and he is standoffish about how he said werewolves, not the barons, not the barons, and that instantly you were just like, excuse me.
So let's rewind. I know you may not trust me, even though I effectively saved all of your asses tonight. But why would you be interested in going after other barons? Since I don't really believe you that you are looking for werewolves. Since your friend was being held captive by this particular werewolf, so you're after this one, why would you be worried about other werewolves?
Well, maybe it's a similar trait that they share. There's not a lot of info about other werewolves, so you don't know until you investigate.
So at this moment in time, I'm actually gonna look at Henri because Henri spoke, and I'm gonna kind of do like a looking at Kaz, then looking at Henri, then looking back at Kaz, and then kind of eyeing Henri again. Kind of like with a very not that they can see a raised eyebrow, but I'm just gonna stare at Henri. You, haven't I seen you somewhere?
Have I seen this
Well, he's
masked figure before?
wearing a mask.
Okay, so yeah, you were here for that point. She or he is cloaked up to about mid face,
Right.
and the whole front of that is a bleached mask with a hook beak. And all you see is like these two eyes looking through this slit in this mask.
You're not
In the
from
dark.
Oh, sorry.
In the darkness, am I able to see behind the mask a little bit? Like, can I see her eyes? Like, do they look familiar to me at all? Because I got the dark vision. But
I would say no.
fair.
So you're not from around here, not anywhere close.
Oh, really? My outlandishly colored skin didn't hint at that first, did it?
I'm pretty sure you're a moon elf.
Perceptive one. Aye, that I am.
Alright, so with that, I would pull my cloak back and take my mask off.
Okay.
So stream wouldn't be able to see, but I'll link a picture just in chat. Sorry. Okay, so she'll have pretty much pure white hair, and then very, very bright green eyes. Pale skin, human, average looking. And then Ginge would Henri at this point recognize.
No.
Really? Oh.
Yep, remember? There's a reason why.
I guess I thought slight No, is it just me that I recognize?
You would recognize her at passing in a glance,
Okay, got it.
but she would not know you.
Sorry, I can't say I can place your face. Don't know how you
Real.
know about me or, well, my people, but
I don't often throw the name around, but I'm pretty comfortable that I know where you came from. And that you came from Jupiter, yes?
We may have.
like,
Oh.
yeah, just I say nothing.
You're from Steinthorn, but you know other elves. How long have you lived in Steinthorn?
Me?
Yeah.
I've only been here 6 months. Only because I was watching the Baron.
So why were you watching the Baron? You seemed pretty convinced that helping our friend was not a good reason to go there. What were you doing there that's a much better reason to go?
Aye, sir, well, one good truth for another. Maybe you could start by telling me.
Telling you what?
The truth. If you wish to get the truth from me.
The truth.
Wait, does he still look like the butler? He does, okay.
Yeah.
Just wanna make
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Actually, time out.
Yeah. Now
So-
that the moonlight is shining, yeah. Yep.
And I probably would be familiar with that
You
face.
know
Shit.
exactly who that is.
So-
Mhm.
I probably wouldn't even be having this conversation, so that's kind of bad on me, because I forgot that Kaz...
No, not necessarily. I would say that you would have noticed it at this point and been like,
Well, he was fighting too, though. Okay.
Yeah.
So actually, we'd probably change the gears of the conversation and be like, what would make you turn on the Baron, being that you worked for him, unless you were working some kind of inside job?
I've been like very confused this whole hike, so I think Kaz just totally forgot that she looked like the butler and is just realizing that that's still the case.
mm,
And I'll just say, yeah, that was an inside job that I had planned for a long time with these guys.
I'm gonna like tap Kaz in the arm.
Yeah,
I hit her back of my hand.
I'll turn back to the form I was in before, which is the younger man.
Right in front of me?
Yeah,
Well,
and I'll just say, if you want the truth, what do you want to know? What truth do you want?
so besides this Baron, and finding out that he was a werewolf, and helping your friend, what interest do you have in the other Barons? Why are they also on your list?
We don't really know. We just received word that they may be worth looking into. This is the first one that we went to. And you can see why someone would tell us that they may be worth looking into.
Well, I trust you a little bit more because I happen to know the friend you're traveling with comes from the same place that I do. So there is an air of loyalty there. So I had been sent by King Beowulf to watch this Baron and find out what was going on with him. And while I had suspicion and one time in particular experienced his form, I didn't really have a way of getting in or knowing how to deal with him until again this night when I happened across all of you.
And when you investigated him, what were you supposed to do?
Well, that goes a little deep into a little deeper into information I'm not sure I want to share.
But you've asked us already if we're still down to kill him. So I have to assume that the king asked you to kill him.
Not necessarily. Possibly, depending on the situation, depending on the outcome of what I found out. But I was more running into roadblocks given the level of security that they possess and the lockdown and just how closed off everything was.
I want to look towards Morn and ask, like, is this what I sound like when I don't tell the whole truth to people?
Touché.
This is the worst. Do I do this? I'm really questioning myself and as a person.
Look, I don't understand any of you guys, to be honest. I trust you.
Well, being that we came, at least a couple of us came from the same place, and there is that allegiance to King Beowulf, and knowing that I was provided instruction to scope out and handle potentially a situation.
Why would King Beowulf not have told us that you were here?
Why would he? I was a secret. I was essentially doing a little bit of surveillance.
If we had talked to you before we had gone in, well, this whole thing would never have happened.
Now, out of character, we were sent by Elena, not the king.
Now, King Beowulf had told us about it. We were in talks with.
Was that about the Barons, or was that before?
They were all there.
So,
Okay.
the king is not in a position to give you or disclose with you, at least to my knowledge, every inner working of what he's doing. So
Would I have known about this? Or no?
Known about what?
About this other agent that was apparently sent here. Being the person in front of us.
Not that you're aware of.
You know, I think there's two things that would sow a lot of trust. But one thing is, if you could tell us your name, and then I think the other is just hard to believe that our friend that we've traveled with for a long time now just disappeared, and moments later you appeared at the same time from somewhere else and let us out just in the nick of time. It seems like a lot of coincidences, right? So you didn't see our friend disappear. You don't know anything about that.
fair enough. Well, to answer your first question, my name is Arcadia. Does that help?
That doesn't ring any bells for me?
Got him,
Nice!
fucker.
Got the bitch.
No, does not ring a bell.
Well.
Secondly, I apologize sincerely. I'd be willing to take a truth serum if you'd like. I don't know about anything about your friend. I didn't see what happened to her. I didn't even know she was with you. I don't know who she is. Perhaps just good timing, if you could call it that. I happened across you when she disappeared.
You saw her disappear.
Oh,
You
I
were
did?
hiding. You were
Oh.
hiding in the corner, watching this whole fight go down, and you were just kind of watching to see why, what, all the things.
So what I've seen her literally bamf.
Yeah, you watched her back up and just.
Did I notice anything about her being at all? Or would it have just been that she bamfed?
You just watched her back up and bamf.
Okay, so I'm gonna retract. Out of character, I'll retract since I was not aware of that. So I gave my name, and then as far as your friend is concerned, I apologize that I'm not aware of what happened to her. I did witness her poof, so to speak. I don't know if that is a I don't know if that is a quality that she carries, the ability to just poof. I don't know where she went or why, but I did see her vanish.
When she says that she's sad, Freya poof, I'm just gonna quietly turn around and walk toward the lake.
Okay.
Is your friend going to be okay?
Yeah, I'll be all right.
I'm sorry that I can't provide more information. Perhaps
Yep.
I can
There
be
is-
some assistance to you, especially if you're in a position where you may have interest in still dispatching our good werewolf friend. I might be able to be of some service to you in locating your friend.
You know, do you know what his wife's name is?
Mirabelle.
Mar- You know, do you think the king would have an issue if we also could kill Maribel?
Oh,
Because
not in the slightest.
I have to tell
She's
you,
on the list.
I have to tell you, if that's also on the table, and I'll kind of look at the other, I guess the other two people here, and I'll just be like, look, if I'm willing to go back, if she's on the table, I would really enjoy actually watching her die.
1 second here.
You'd be glad to know that. Oh, 1 second.
What about Freya?
What about Freya?
I'm looking towards Kaz.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean that's you sometimes know more about these things than me.
So you guys watch as you say the whole gist about Maribel. You watch as she kind of like slightly turns off to the side, and you see quickly. You don't see anything beneath the robe. That's how quickly it is. But like quickly, she pulls out almost like this little small scroll and opens it up, and it's just tiny, tiny, tiny. You can't even read the words. It's so tiny. And you watch her open it, close it, and then tell you, yes, Maribel's on that list.
Yes, Mirabelle's on the list. You'll be happy to know if you'd like to have her done in as well. We could do that.
Seeing as you say you're from Jupiter and you say you have connections to King Beowulf, I'm curious. Have you got one?
Well,
And I'm gonna
No,
I'm gonna
like-
look at I want to look at Kaylin.
Flash the symbol of the Justice's boon.
So I can't remember where yours was.
I think I put it in my boot.
Okay, so you watch as Henri kind of sits down, takes off the boot, and like pulls the sock half down, and the Justice's boon is inscribed across the foot, like the symbol.
well. Very well. If it makes you more at ease, I can do you one better. And I would pull the right side of my cloak back and adjust so that I was able to pull my right shoulder clear out of my tunic to display the Justice's Boon tattoo on the back right shoulder.
The difference, and Henri, you've never seen it, but you've heard of it, and it's almost a thing of myth. But a tattoo, almost like the Black Lives Matter tattoo, like the standing fist, with the sword that goes down the center of the fist and a crooked and jagged crown that goes across the top, almost broken. This is the symbol of the King's Fist, a super elite assassins group only used and known by Beowulf and the Council. People think that it doesn't exist. They are almost a childlike assassins that are recruited at a young age, trained heavily trained. And there's like, kind of think of them like the Navy SEALs,
SEAL Team 6.
except for like way more badass. And they are the sent in to get shit done, and if they don't, they die. And they make sure they do it in a way that their bodies are never recovered and or implicated.
Very Black Ops.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they're
So-
basically used by the king and the council,
But so Black Ops that like
they're
even
they're
people like
disavowed
me
that
would not even
correct.
think that they're real.
Yeah.
Well, seeing
Would
that,
I
I'll
still have a Justice's Boon pendant as well?
No.
Okay.
But I know. Do I know the symbol?
You know of it's a symbol that people in Jupiter know of, but it's almost like a ha, that shit ain't real.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like people talk of the shit that they do.
So I've never seen the symbol myself, but like I know what it represents.
Yeah. You know exactly what it represents. And there's certain members within that when people tell stories of this group, there's certain names that some of them are associated with, that they're very of that group. They're a higher level almost. You know what I mean? So like there's the King's Fist, but then there's people within the King's Fist that are like the Silent Whisper would be one, or there's like another one that's called like the Last Breath.
What about the Winged Dagger? Would
And
he
then
know
the
that
Winged
name?
Dagger. You would know that name.
Well, could I tell him that?
That's up to you.
So with that symbol, I bear a nickname. And it's called the Winged Dagger. I don't know if that helps put you at ease. Even though we're not
Well.
necessarily out in the open, so to speak.
That's putting it lightly. I heard the rumors, but I didn't even think that your unit existed. Thought it was just stories. And as far as anyone I knew that there was no such thing.
What the hell are you doing, Ginge?
Just burped.
God.
So before all of this happened too, because he did kind of get
Oh.
cut off, Kalen did say, "What about Freya?" to like backtrack a lot. He had asked Kaz, I believe it was. Okay,
Yep.
just to make sure, because I know you got cut off because all of a sudden we went into another tangent. So
No, it's fine.
Yeah, we can rewind to that. Go ahead, Kaylin.
Yeah, so I asked to Kaz.
I don't know. I don't know where she went. I don't know if it was on purpose or an accident.
It wasn't.
It wasn't. Which one?
It wasn't on purpose.
So she accidentally left us there?
It was out of her control.
Like in
She
the sense
wasn't
that
herself.
everything is out of our control?
She wasn't herself.
You know, she's had a couple strange incidents. Right?
I'll be straight with you. I recognized her. Those eyes. She's possessed.
possessed, you see.
Yes.
Well, that doesn't sound very good.
It isn't.
Meaning she was possessed at the castle, or
No.
she had been possessed before.
Sometime in her past. You remember whenever she would get angry and a black cloak used to form behind her?
Yeah, that's what I meant when I said she's had a couple strange incidences.
This time it went too far.
And so what happens?
I can only assume that the demon has fully pervaded her mind.
And then done what?
Taking control of her.
To do what?
Alright, I'll go into the full story.
So the full story, and what you're able to glean, what information you recalled, is that this demon, Zach, being unable to take a mortal form, like he's not able to be on the mortal realm. He has to possess an individual at their weakest point. So he'll put little motes of himself over the land, finding those that are weak, but their body strong enough to hold his essence per se. And over time, he'll instill forms of anger, vengeance, regret, sorrow, portions that he needs this creature to basically weaken himself emotionally to the point where he can take over. Once he's able to take over, he will take the body from this realm to somewhere, which, with the information he was able to glean, he has to bring it back to hell, to specifically the second level of hell, the shadow realm. He has to dip the body, almost like Achilles, in the...
Lake Nostrand.
Thank you, Lake Nostrand, basically the Lake of the Dead, which basically cleanses it cleanses the body, leaves the body that he's able to use as a vessel to walk the mortal realm, but it basically wipes the spirit from the body, in essence, permanently killing the individual.
And I'll just say I'll recount all of it.
Okay.
Without keeping anything for myself.
Caitlin, I don't know how to respond to that.
Well,
Will.
I'm giving you an ultimatum right here and right now. Either I'm going after her alone, or we're all going after her. She was a member of the team and she still is. Kill this Baron all you want, but you're going to be doing it without me if you do.
How do we go get her?
We find a lead and continue from there.
So, while this is happening, Morn, you said you had turned around and you're staring at the lake right now, correct?
Yeah, and I'd be quite a bit out of earshot.
Okay. As this is happening, you are distraught, upset, mad. You stare out towards the lake. You blink once. You look up at the moon and the stars, and you're not even sure what to do. You close your eyes for a split second, kind of like a blink, but like in a long-gated blink. But you blink, and you find yourself standing in a field. And you hear a whisper in your ear, "Look." And a vision flashes in front of you. A book. with a red circular pendant with a line that goes through the center and almost like an 8 in the center of that line. So almost like, here, I'll make it easier. I don't know why I keep doing this. I try to describe it when I could just freaking draw the stupid thing. Stop it. Don't do that. Ugh. Man, my burps are disgusting tonight.
Oh shit, we're back in the torture room. Shit.
Let it begin. Free hand. So it looks like. Stop it. Without the rectangle, whoever did that, I hate you. But it looks something like that. And you stare a little bit longer. The vision of the book goes away, and it's almost like your vision comes back into focus, and you're staring at somewhere really familiar, and you look to your left, and you look to your right, and you're standing in the book study of your home. And you open your eyes again, and you're staring at the lake.
Okay, so I saw a field.
You were standing in a field.
I was standing in a field, and there was a book there.
Right in
that had
front of
that
your face.
Yep, that had that cover on it.
Yes.
And then I found myself in the study back up in Jupiter.
Yeah. And then back to the main conversation.
So I'll just say, I've given you my ultimatum, Kaz, and I'm not backing down on either front. And I'll just sort of step away from the whole group. Are you siding with her or me?
With who?
This new individual.
Hold on a moment. I was
And you
not
said that-
saying I was not willing to help you.
You said there was a voice, right?
Yeah, like a soft, feminine voice. Strong, but soft and feminine.
I didn't
feminine.
recognize it.
No.
Motherly.
Yeah, almost like nurturing, very motherly. The smell of like wheat, grass, like fresh barley. Kind of reminds you of being at home during the farming season.
I'm gonna run toward the group.
Okay.
I don't know why. Caitlin, I don't think anyone's opposed to going to get Freya. I know Morn will go immediately.
As you say that, you just see Morn running towards the group, full sprint.
We need to go back.
You guys.
We need to go back to Jupiter now.
What's
Yeah.
gotten into you all of a sudden?
A vision. Field, wheat, grass.
Immediately strikes a chord with you, Kalen.
Mm-hmm. Then that's where we're going.
The study. There's something we need there.
If it'll lead us to Freya. I'm with you, Kaelin. I think we need to go after
I don't know.
her.
I don't know what it leads to.
One way or another, she needs our help.
But Morn wouldn't know all that because he wasn't
No.
listening, right?
Correct.
So, as I mentioned before I even knew all of this new information about your friend, I am willing to help you.
You
I
said
just-
we still wanted to kill the Baron, not specifically find Freya.
True. But upon finding your friend, would you still be interested in dispatching the Baron?
I think she'll be more interested than any of us.
If you can provide help in getting her back, we could work with you to get rid of this Baron, I think. And I'll kind of look at Kaylin like for approval or agreement.
Very well.
Well,
Look, Freya left us. maybe someday I'll go. Maybe someday we look for her again. I don't know, but this is more important.
Oh, big man, you missed quite a lot of information while you were off looking at the lake.
I'll look around.
Your friend didn't leave. She was effectively taken. I'm sure they can fill you in. But I'm happy to help. I don't care in what order we do anything. But I am happy to help. Get your friend, being that she was taken by some demon. I would be happy to help you get her back.
Oh yeah, Morn.
What?
Yeah, no, it's okay. I think you just.
Oh shit! Yeah.
She means like a metaphorical demon. It's fine. We
You
just
guys
need to
do
find
this
her.
and you didn't tell me?
Well, it just came out right now.
Do I have to be careful what words I use around the big one? Is there a level of sensitivity I need to have when I'm speaking?
I'll give her a weird look.
She's okay.
Yeah, maybe.
She's okay, but we need to find her. So we have to go back to Jupiter, it sounds like. And then to hell?
Into the fire and the flames.
And I'll look at Morn again and be like, like metaphorically, just not.
I don't know what's going on, but yeah, no. If this helps us find Freya, we're going to Jupiter.
Okay, Arcadia.
Aye.
How do we get back?
Well, there's only one way back that I know of, and that is to walk. So unless you have a better means of getting back, we should maybe take that way. I took quite a long while traveling
You're
here.
gonna walk all the way back?
How did you get here?
Well, guess I took a couple different ways, but just seems like a long way for you to walk. That was your plan. You were gonna kill this Baron and then escape on foot halfway across the continent.
I mean, I have to be discreet. Nobody's gonna follow me that distance.
God, I should hope not. Okay.
Exactly.
I would not like to walk, so I mean there's better ways to go, but if we're ready to go and we decide that that's what we want to do,
I'm
let me
fat
know.
and I'm out of shape. I really don't enjoy doing this. Like, fuck
Yeah.
that. I get sores on my feet.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to climb the fucking mountains again, guys.
Before we go anywhere, would it be wrong of me to ask all of your names?
I'm Morn.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Morn.
As she like leans in and kind of like taps you, like
I was gonna
like,
say,
it's
like
okay.
your little like, it's okay. Yeah, just a little pat.
Is that a big word for you?
I'll like.
It's a long name for my village. It's 4 letters.
Yeah.
Everybody's
I
like,
wouldn't
okay.
even know that. I wouldn't even know that. I don't.
Kind of like bow a little bit, because like I didn't, mythical Black Ops unit and all, like there's some respect there, obviously, and I'll say, but then I'll reach out, and shake her hand, and say, "Name's Henri."
Nice to meet you, Henri.
I'll do the same. I'll reach my hand out and I'll say my name's Sid.
Fuck. Kaz! Shake your hand. Nice to meet you, Sid.
Kaylin.
And Kaylin. The one with all the knowledge. Well, shall we then?
Back home.
Is everyone ready?
Is anybody not ready? Well, perhaps a bit of rest might not hurt.
This is a safe place if you want to rest here.
Well, if we're gonna go home, we might as well rest at home.
Home is quite a ways away, though. We'll be needing more than one rest.
Aye, and I'm pretty knackered.
I could teleport us there to the temple in Jupiter if we want to go now, and we can rest in our house.
Oh, you can
Right,
teleport.
that changes things. Wait,
As you guys, as you
watch.
watch as the sun begins to come up, and Kaz just gets down and starts drawing fucking the symbols and getting everything done, and he gets to you get to the last symbol, as you say that I can teleport us back to the temple.
Unless you guys want to walk.
No, fast travel is a good feature.
Considering
Let's take advantage of it.
the predicament that your friend is in, probably time is of the essence.
Agreed.
Couldn't agree more.
I'll do the. I'll draw the final one and walk into the circle.
Okay. As Kaz draws the final circle, looks at you, and just rolls through. You guys are all the rest of you, the ones of you that have gone through it before, and you've seen one before, Arcadia. You just watch as you just are sucked through, pushed out on the other side as you appear within Elena's tower. I believe is where it was.
Yep.
Yeah. So you come through, and you guys are just kind of sitting there in the dark, and about 30 seconds later, you hear, "Doop, doop, 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 doop." Oh, welcome back.
Is it Elena?
No. Little small creature, little smaller individual.
It's a little. I don't remember this person's name.
I believe. Too many people. We'll get him next time. Oh, yeah. I'm like, what?
Just mission failed. We'll get him next time.
No.
I'm gonna be just glad to be back, and then kind of walk right past him in a hurry.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
follow you.
gonna make my way outside.
I can't remember the name. I have it written down here
That's all right.
somewhere.
Yeah, we'll just
Too
hurry
many,
up. I'll
too many
follow-
fucking
Old
people.
friend.
I'll follow the group.
The small individual leads you down the stairs through the door that teleports you to the base level, opens up the door of the tower, and smiles, and kind of waves you out.
Thank you for the warm welcome, old friend.
You're welcome. Have a good day, Henry. I have cleaning to do.
I'm gonna take off at a jog toward the house.
The house isn't far. As you guys watch as Morn just takes off at a steady run.
Go straight to the study.
Okay.
And just pretty much just start ripping off every book off the shelf, looking for that symbol.
Okay, so Morn, unless you guys are running after Morn gets to the house first. Anybody that's running after Morn, I would say you get there probably 30 seconds after him. Because Morn's a pretty fast fucking runner. And go ahead.
I really just want to power walk. I don't want to run.
Tiaz is teleported through and he's just guys.
Yeah.
I'll run after him.
We're all going to the same place. I'm just gonna walk quickly.
I'll probably walk with Kaz.
Okay. It's about, at this point, it's probably around 7 a.m., 6:30, 7 a.m. Sun's out, people are out, they're shopping. You guys have not slept, you guys are fucked up, you guys are tired.
I'm gonna
Um,
go home.
Okay, Andre just bypasses everything. Like you guys
Like,
are all like
I'll
towards
come
the
see
house.
you guys. I'll like wait, like be like, I'll see you all later.
Okay. As you guys bypass and you guys like towards the house, you watch it. Andre just kind of like glances off towards her home. Morn, you get into your house and begin just like taking books off the shelf. Roll a perception check. Kalen, you get in about 20 seconds or 30 seconds after him, and you walk in as he's just like tearing books off the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
You are having a heck of a time finding it, Morn. You find a couple of books and you turn them, and the symbol looks kind of similar, but it's not. It doesn't have like the 8 in it. It has like a circle, or it has like a dash through it. Kalen.
Oh, and I was about to say I'll enhance ability that.
Okay.
So 27.
Okay. As he's tearing books and throwing them, and he's like looking at books and throws one across the room, you come in and he's got most of the bookshelves torn up, and you just happen to look down at the right time as like he throws 4 books and they skirt along the top of one book, and you kind of glance to a side as like it starts to get covered up by the books that he's throwing, and you reach into the pile and pull out a book and you look at it, and it's got the exact symbol that you're looking for as Morn is still
And
throwing
I don't
it.
think I described it
I
to
was
him
gonna
yet.
say I don't think Morn described the symbol
Oh,
to
no.
anybody.
Yes. No, you wouldn't have. So, do you describe it to him, Morn, or are you still just throwing books?
Honestly, I probably wouldn't even notice Kalen would come in.
Okay.
If he says something, I'll help.
What exactly are we looking for?
It's a book. It has a
It's a book!
it's red.
Two circles,
like
a
a
line.
a circle and a line through it, and then in the middle was like a like almost like a snake type thing. It was like made like 2 circles inside. I can draw it for you. And is it
No, I
like
think
a
I get
pen-
the gist of what you're saying. Let me look around.
So, that being said, same thing. You manage to find it under a book, and as you pull it up, the book is an old leather. It's almost black. And the symbol matches perfectly, and unfortunately, you guys ruined my fun. But the circle, it's a like a gold encrusted circle with a line that runs straight down the center, almost like if somebody were to like prick their finger and let blood drop down the center. And the 8 is actually a snake that coils in an 8 and then bites its own tail.
Oh, that sounds like some never-ending story shit.
Never-ending story. Okay, I'm done. Sorry.
Oren.
So it's not only a Ouroboros, but it's also a Mobius. Like,
I was gonna say Ray sounds like he's in another room, but I'm pretty sure he's in another room.
He's teleporting.
I am definitely in another room.
Okay.
Pooping.
I found it, Morn. Let me take a look, and I'll open it
Yeah,
up.
I'll run over to it and be like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and I'll
Yeah,
open
it's
it up.
exactly how you saw it. You open it up, and it what languages do you speak again?
Common, Abyssal, Elvish, Infernal.
That's what I thought. It's in Abyssal. It talks of the 9 hells.
I can't.
Ginge, we
Here,
can't hear you. Ginge.
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 Flip through.
Ginge.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, there we go.
You
So
went
we
on
heard-
a tangent. We didn't hear shit.
You said it talks about the 9 hells and then
And then
silent.
that was it.
That was it.
Yes!
It was
The
very
9 hells!
It seemed
Oh
interesting.
no! It took him, the 9 hells took him! It talks of the 9 hells. And I'm not gonna go through each, like, one of those fucking things, because that could literally take me, like, 7 sessions to get through the whole damn thing. So, you flip through, and you know specifically, because of the demon, Isaac, and you know of the River of the Dead, the Strahd. You flip through to the second level of hell, the Shadow Realm, and you begin to read. And as you read through, it tells you of the It's this. Okay, there's something. Where is the... So it talks of the second level of hell, Dis, or commonly known as the Shadow Realm. It is where prisoners of war, tormented souls go, the River of Hell, or the River of the Dead. Man, I cannot speak tonight. The River of the Dead. The grand demon who overlooks it is Dispater. Dispaters. Dispater. As you read further, it goes in and it talks of his lieutenants. And right in the front of the list is Isaac, the first lieutenant. It talks of his fortress, or his house of sorts, that is basically butted up against the river of the River of the Dead. It talks of he is the guardian of the souls. He is basically the one that guards the River of the Dead. You flip through some more, and it just basically talks of the Shadow Realm and what it is about, and kind of like what the denizens do, basically what hell was like, how a lot of hell is contracts and discourse and chaos, but because of contracts, a lot of hell is actually kept within reason, because a lot of things are formed in these contracts and these deeds per se, and they're pretty, like, they're bound clad. Like, once you make a contract, usually if they're not upheld, people die, people lose things, wishes are granted and taken away. You flip through some more, and this is where you're having issues because you're trying to figure out how to get to it. It talks of heroes in the past and how they entered into hell. And it talks of 3 heroes and how they entered. One, it talks of Thebes and how he basically teleported, or he plane shifted into the level of hell to fight one of the lieutenants. Another talks of Faerun, the High Elf, and how he basically made he tricked a devil by making a contract that laid kind of like a trap within the contract. So it was like a double layered contract that he was able to enter hell, get what he was able to, the items that he was able to get, and escape hell without having to uphold his end of the bargain of the deed.
Sounds like he was a good lawyer.
and then it talks of Fae. Faey. The human that found a entrance from the mortal realm to one of the hells, or to the levels of hell. And that's all it says on that. And then it seems like as you read through the book more, the pages almost seem to be ripped out and missing pages.
Okay.
When we by the time we get to the house, are they making noise?
You see Morn basically like pacing the room wildly and just like stacks of books everywhere, and Kalen just standing in a corner flipping through pages of this like black looking book.
Kind of begrudgingly go join them in the room. I really want to just go to bed, but I'll kind of begrudgingly go into the room and just ask, do you guys find anything worthwhile?
Well, we found the book that Warren mentioned he saw in his vision.
Really?
Yes.
What does it say?
It's a bit of a rundown of the 9 layers of hell.
Oh, bitch.
The demon that Freya is possessed by, in particular, is the main lieutenant of the Lord of the Second Level, Shadow Realm. Other than going into what the second level is like, it also went into a little bit how to enter the 9 hells, although only very vaguely. It talks of 3 heroes who had managed to enter. One of them teleported directly to a level of choice. One of them undercut a devil on a contract, allowing him to freely enter and escape. And then one, a human, actually managed to find an entrance here on the mortal realm. Somewhere.
But it doesn't say where.
No. And the farther I go, it looks like some of the pages are torn out.
Okay. Well, that's a lot of good info. Why don't we take a rest, recoup in a few hours, figure out what to do from there on a clear head?
Sounds like a good idea.
Ginge, would there be a place I'd be going back to, or would I be trying to be fairly discreet being back in Jupiter?
It's up to you. You would have a place in Jupiter that you could go, or you could stay at their house if they let you. But you would have a place here that you would be able to disappear to.
Well, to make things a little less complicated, if you don't mind, if you have a free couch, I could stay the night here.
I'll
I have no
look at
objections.
Morn to see what he says.
Fine with me.
I don't want to impose, but as long as
No.
it's okay.
No, it's fine. Yeah, you of course you can stay here. Of course. I'm trying to hide my annoyance.
Jeez.
Yeah, we'll make up a guest room. Where's
No,
the
no, I will just sleep on the couch. Either that, or I can go somewhere else.
what's the butler's name?
I'm like
Anybody?
getting yeah.
Woolsworth.
Thank you.
Yes.
As
Is-
as as it stands, as you guys are like talking, he's like standing behind you, and he looks super annoyed, like staring at like the mountain of books and like the overtossed like table, and like you guys are just standing in the middle of this like giant ass mess as you guys busted through the door, and he's just standing there like,
Bruh.
"Good morning, sirs and ma'ams. It's looks like you are home."
we were for sure gonna pick these books up before you know.
Yes, I'm sure that you were going to.
Were we?
Totally.
Yes.
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 We were totally gonna do that. In the meantime, we have a guest. Could you make arrangements for her to sleep?
Yes, we have guest quarters. It would be my pleasure to clean up the mess and set up a guest quarters. So, if you would be so kind as to follow me this way, whoever the guest is. Yes, you.
Begging your
Ma'am.
pardon, are you paid help?
That I am.
I've not experienced such a condescending paid help before in my life.
Yes, well, I'm not so much condescending, more, I just got done cleaning. But it's fine, I love cleaning.
Oh,
Choose
yes, but
this
it's your
way.
job and you get paid to do it, yes.
I do, and if you would like a blanket for the couch, I can give you one, or you can sleep on the floor in the cellar.
But
Oh, either is fine for
more
me.
of a he's more of a butler. He's kind of our buddy, kind of our butler. You know, we razz each other. It's fine. It's fine.
He that boy.
Butler. Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's good.
He's more
Does
of
that
a
mean- does that mean-
butler than anything else.
Does that mean he's your dealer too?
I
Just
mean, yeah,
shows up randomly in the night.
he got me hooked up with the scorpion tail. So.
True.
True.
So
Speaking-
yeah, he is the dealer.
Speaking of Morn, I do believe it has been long enough, and you may have some in the pantry.
I haven't actually thought about it yet.
Exactly.
Don't worry.
If you'll be so kind, I will bring you to the guest quarters, ma'am, since you're so kind.
Oh,
to
it's
me.
your pleasure, I'm sure.
Oh, it is.
But
Let me grab
lead
you.
the way.
Yes. And he begins to lead you towards the basement. Kaz?
As he does that, can I call him back
Yes.
just a few feet to be out of earshot? I'll
Yes.
say, hey, let's give her a nice place to stay, a nice room. But can we watch her?
Oh, of course. We have many
And-
ways to watch.
Like we don't like really trust her. So just like keep an eye on her throughout the night is all I'm saying.
Not a problem, sir. That's
Awesome. Awesome.
So-
Can I give you an extra 3 coins, or is that demeaning?
easy. Of course not. I will take tips
I'm gonna put-
always.
I'm gonna put 3 coins in his pocket,
Hey, Kaz,
and I
And is, okay,
just really quickly. Oh,
is that out of your personal funds?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Would this be a good time to drop the bomb on everybody?
I already know.
Oh, I think we know.
Yeah.
We know.
But nobody has money because Mama took the money.
I mean, Morin still has his beer money.
Oh no.
Yeah, all the funds are with
Uh-oh.
Freya.
Is Kaz looking?
Kaz, I remember you taking money from Freya before, so I wonder if do you have money in your personal pot still?
I do. I do. It's not a ton, but I do have some. I'm still gonna give him the 3 coins. It's fine.
Okay. So he takes it gratefully and begins to lead Arcadia towards the basement, past Kaz's room, and points towards the cell, the one cell that you guys have in the basement next to the sauna. As he throws a pad on the ground and blankets. Our guest quarters, ma'am.
Well then, fancy.
Yes, only the best.
I'll be sure to let Lord Beetwolf know how well you're doing here.
Not a problem at all.
Be gone.
Yeah. As he waits for you to go in and like shuts the door behind you, and you just hear a click, and like walks off and puts a little key into a
Oh,
pocket.
I'm gonna test the door.
'Kay.
Is it locked?
It's locked.
Oh, fuck! Okay, well, I'm gonna immediately be looking for a way to get out.
Okay. It's built into the stone that is the basement. So it's stone wall to the back, and then sides, and then door.
Well,
And you just hear clack, clack, clack as he walks up the step, and you just hear.
I'm going to take out a lockpick. Can I reach around into where he locked the door? You said it was kind of like a cell.
Yep, you can get one hand through, barely.
I would like to try and pick the lock. I'm not sure what I roll for that.
I believe it is.
Sleight of hand.
Thieves' tools, right?
Yep.
How do you roll that?
I think it's just dexterity plus proficiency.
I think so.
Yeah.
If you're proficient.
Which I assume you probably are.
Yeah, it's dex plus proficiency.
Well, there's dexterity. Is the proficiency the +4?
Yeah,
that-
at level 9
Yeah.
it would be +4.
So yeah, 12.
Yep. You can't get your hand around far enough to get the lock pick in, and it's you play with it for a second, and you're like, son of a bitch! It's a 3-sided lock.
Well, you can come back to me because I have shit that I want to do.
Yeah, I'll just be pacing around probably for a good 10 minutes. And then when I realize Kaylin is reading for longer than that, I'll probably head over to the kitchen.
Okay, so as you're doing that, you hear Woolsworth come back up. She is comfortably in the guest quarters, sirs and ma'ams, and Mr. Morn, I can see that your anxiety is at a high level. Your special request is in the pantry whenever you are ready for it.
Thank you.
Not
He
a
got you
problem.
the hookup.
Now's not quite the time, but it's nice to have it on hand, right?
Of course, sir. Mr. Kalin, would you like a seat?
Have I finished reading by now?
You're getting towards the ripped pages now.
Yes, thank you.
Not a problem. And he kind of like scoots the chair in like behind you into the corner and begins to like pick books up and move them.
Once I'm done, I'll start helping him.
By the time you get to the books, he's got like half of it picked up, and you begin to help him, and he's appreciative towards that. But
I guess I'll take the scorpion tail, put it in my bag.
okay. And as you
And I-
walk in to get the scorpion tail, Yvonne is like whipping up breakfast. As she heard you guys, like she's got her hair in like a big old like rat's nest, like pulled back into this like crazy ass like blonde bun, and she's in like this giant moo, and she's just like whipping breakfast up because she heard you guys come home, and she's just like whipping. You can smell bacon, you smell some eggs, you smell like like a bunch of whatever. You see like some fresh fruit being cut.
Is there anything I can just nab while I'm walking by?
Yeah, she's got like 4 plates set out of just like mounds of like eggs and bacon. Yeah,
I'll raise my hand to the bacon and just grab a couple and shove them in my mouth.
okay, she says nothing, doesn't even turn around. Yes, you're a big boy. Grab as much as you need, and like
And then
begins to continue to whip things up.
I'll make my way over to the shelves of the drinks.
Okay.
And just
He's a
grab
big
an
kid
assortment.
now.
I'll probably grab like maybe 8 or so bottles assorted, a couple wines, a couple
Okay.
whiskeys.
So you turn towards the mounted the mounted pantry, like where all the wine, beer, like whatever's up there, and you
Yeah.
see like 6 or 7 really good wines, like 3 or 4 bottles of whiskey, and a couple of like really good beers. There's some like high, medium, and then like 5 or 6 like low end beers, and then you look towards the very very bottom, and you see like 5 bottles of Scorpion Tail.
Yeah, I'll grab 2 of them in case one breaks.
Yeah. And you're just like, oh shit, he stocked up the whole goddamn wall. So
Yeah, I'll grab an assortment, and then I'll either head back up to my room if I still see Kaylin reading at this point. But if they're picking up the books, I'm gonna walk over to the library.
Okay. By the time you get back to the library is already picked up, and you can see like Woolsworth is like hand behind his back, and he's like dusting all the books and like alphabetically making sure they're each where they were supposed to be. And Kaylin, I think you had just put like the last book into the shelf, and you're just standing there now.
I'll walk up to Kaylin.
As you watch as Morn's like holding a bunch of bottles of stuff.
No,
and he's got, like,
they're in
a
my
hand-
backpack. They're in my
Okay.
backpack.
Okay.
It's a large backpack.
What is it?
So, what do you read?
Enough information for us to have some sort of lead, I suppose, on where to go to next.
Should we go find Kaz? Andre?
I think it's a good idea if we all rest first.
Do we have time?
We have time.
We have time?
Yeah.
You know, Kaylin, just from reading everything in this, I actually forgot to dive into this. You know that you would know that it takes a hard time for a mortal body to be brought to hell and then assimilated and then basically broken down to be made ready to be dipped in the lake. So you have time, like you don't have like 7 months, but you know that you have some time. It's not just like he brings it down there, throws it in the lake, and then you're good to go.
Yeah.
There's a process that he has to do to make sure it's properly done to be made into a vessel.
Morn would believe Kaylin. So, Morn will just make his way up. I'll make my way up toward my room. Probably take out a bottle of wine and lay back in my hammock.
You get into your room, all the windows are open, the sun's kind of shining through, the breeze is coming in, and your room is exactly like you left it. It's like, just very earthy, very viney.
Actually, when I walked by my sister's room, was she home?
No.
Okay.
Nope. The door is like partial. It's like mostly open, and you can see like the bed is not made, and you can see like her pajamas laying on the side of the bed. So it looks like she might have left and gone out.
That's
Okay. You guys laying down for a long rest?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna grab a plate of that breakfast and take it to my bed, eat it in bed, just like a disgusting person, and then fall asleep.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
So Kaz makes his way to his room, and one thing you notice, Kaz, as you okay, so that does change things a little bit, Arcadia. You've kind of like opened it up, and it's like you've barred the door open. But as you walk down, you notice as you look to your left as you're walking towards your room, the cell. There's somebody laying on the ground in there on like a thrown down mattress and a blanket.
It's clearly a shitty place to sleep, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And you kind of like look and you're like, God damn it, Woolsworth.
like, this isn't quite what I meant. And I'll kind of look in and I'll say, like, are you? Did you want to stay here? In this room?
Oh, I'm dandy. Don't worry about it. Have a
Okay.
good night. I'll be sleeping just fine here.
I mean, there's nicer places in the house if you want to.
Nah, I might wring that little man's neck if I see him again. He did lock me in here.
Does that mean you want out?
No,
As
the
you know-
door's actually open.
Yeah, it's a jar now.
I mean, you can come out if you want.
Oh, I know.
It didn't look locked.
It was. But I'm okay now.
Okay.
No worries.
I'm just gonna take my breakfast and go to my room and assume that she likes to sleep in shitty places, I guess. And I'll go to sleep.
Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
As Kaz, you make your way into your room, shut the door behind you, and lay down in your bed. And you lay on your side as you're just like shoving breakfast into your mouth, like rolling it along the bed into your mouth.
This person just seems so odd to me all the time that Kaz just doesn't know how to deal with that.
What person? Me?
Yeah.
Oh, no
Morn,
worries.
you slowly fade out as you take a couple of sips of scorpion tail, getting a little more immune to it, but it only takes about a shot and a half, and you're just like, you're off. You're off on life.
Yeah.
I actually don't think I'd be taking it.
Oh, you're
I'd
not
be-
okay.
No, it's for fun. I think I'd be too stressed out.
Okay.
I would be drinking wine though.
So I would say probably about most of the way through the bottle of the wine, you begin to, you're not drunk, but it just helps you, like, it's bedtime.
I would be drinking a lot of wine. Yeah.
You fade out. Andre, you make your way home. You're greeted, and immediately just like derobe into the bed. Yep, just done. Face first into the bed.
A little bit of
Kaylin,
crying.
what are you up to?
Yeah, I would have just gone to bed.
Same thing. You walk into your room. The sun is kind of shining through, but the nice thing about your room is even with that skylight and the sun shining through, you're actually able to give it a command, and it basically makes itself night so that you're able to comfortably sleep within your room. As you can hear like the little creek babble through the room. About 2 minutes later, Arcadia, you hear footsteps coming down the stairs. Woolsworth walks in. I apologize. I was a little cross earlier with your temperament. I have made a separate guest quarters for you that is done up now and cleaned. If you would please do be so kind as to follow me, and we will set you up with proper accommodations, as I do feel bad to you and to the masters of the household.
Oh,
I do
Very
see
well,
that
then.
you've let yourself out. I do apologize once again. If you would please follow me. And he bows actually really low.
was forgiven. Lead the way.
Ah, yes. And he brings you upstairs. And the study has two like barn doors, and he's actually moved the books and the tables against the far corner of the wall, and he's set up like a makeshift bedroom, and kind of like leads you in and bows.
This is very nice. This will do just fine, thank you.
Not a problem. Please do let me know if there's anything else I can do to help you.
Very well.
And he takes like a step out and grabs both barn doors and closes them slowly. And it's actually very dark, very nice.
I would probably happily curl up, given sleeping circumstances in the last 6 months.
I was gonna say, it's probably the first time you felt like very, very comfortable.
In a long time, yep.
Yeah,
So
most
very,
of you
very happily
yeah.
would lay down and go right to sleep.
Okay. you guys all find rest and deep, deep, deep sleeps. Kaylin, as you close your eyes and you fade out, and you listen, you can hear like the babble of the little creek that runs through your room. You find yourself thinking of everything and the thought of going to hell, basically one of the levels of hell, stresses you out a little bit, and your eyes kind of do like that back and forth behind your eyelids as you're just really having a hard time relaxing and finding that zen to basically pass out.
Mm.
And the more you think about it, the more you feel you just stressed out. And as you lay there longer and you hear the stream running through in the background, suddenly you feel almost like a motherly figure take the back of your head and begin to stroke your hair from front to back. You will
He does
find
have
it.
so much hair.
He does. Very, very lock-ish. Not unlike me. Nothing to stroke.
Bald.
Shh. You'll find what you're looking for at the bottom of the claw. And she strokes your hair a little bit more. And you find yourself just relax. Like, not uncomfortable, not unnatural, but just a full body relax. Look for the claw. You know. You just feel the continuous stroke as you fade out into sleep. You guys all get a very deep, very relaxing full rest. The first one in a while, stress-free. And for some of you, a very, very deep, deep, deep sleep. So, you guys wake up and come to consciousness. It's about, I would say, mid-afternoon. And you guys wake to the smell of, like, well, I don't know if a lot of you are going to know what this smells like, but like pot roast, but like deer pot roast. Like a very game pot roast.
Mm.
Yeah, you smell like potatoes and carrots and maybe coffee. You're not really sure as it like wafts into each one of you guys' rooms. Except for Henri. Henri, you
Right.
smell some kind of soup. Very thick, hearty soup.
Yummy.
And that kind of makes me hungry now.
Well,
Damn.
when I smell the food, I'll get up, and I'm assuming that they're making lunch or something, not knowing exactly what time it is, and then I just want to look in the cell down the way from me to see if she's still in there.
Okay. You come walking out. Cell door is propped open. The little bedroll has been rolled up. The blanket is not in there. The cell is empty.
Son of a bitch! I'm gonna storm up to the top,
Okay,
looking for somebody.
Okay. You come up, and the first person you notice would be, I would say probably Selena setting the dinner table. Like she's humming a tune. So she's like setting the dinner table as you come around the corner. The study's closed. you storm up, and Selena's setting the dinner table, and Yvonne is in there cooking.
Guys, where's Woolsworth?
I believe he was watering the plants outside.
Jesus. I want to storm outside, like, super mad at him. Be like, Woolsworth, what the fuck? I thought you were watching our guest. She's not even there.
Yes, I moved her late last night into the study, sir. I did feel bad about putting her in the prisoner quarters. It's not in my better nature, and I did apologize.
She seemed like she didn't mind being down there, though, right? Give me your impression of her. Like, is she weird? Is she somebody we should... Just, what's your gut tell you?
You want a truthful answer from me, sir?
I do.
Yeah, she's a little bit off.
Right?
There's something very wild about her, but it's kind of the same vibe that I get from Master Morn. It's almost a, like, kill you in your sleep kind of deal. I'm not really sure. She's very nice once I apologized, but yes, in the very beginning, she did rub me the wrong way, thus the prisoner quarters. It doesn't happen to me often.
Did she ever try to leave the room in the night?
No, sir, I was up all night.
Technically, it was day. It was
All
morning
right.
to afternoon.
Yes, sorry. Shut
All
up.
right. All right, Wolford.
Yes. Is everything okay, sir? You look very cross.
I kind of thought we got robbed in the night, and I was a little upset when I came over here to talk to you about it, frankly.
No, sir. Everything is here. Nothing got robbed. Nothing got taken. I believe she's still sleeping. Last time I did peek in on her.
All right.
She looked very comfortable, like she hadn't slept for a while.
Well, don't let her sleep too long, right?
Uh,
Keep her on her toes, you know?
okay. Would you like me to wake her up, sir?
No, I'm just saying, don't leave her in there all day. Jesus.
Yes, sir. Of course. So do you not want me to wake her up?
I don't. I'm just saying if she doesn't wake up and everyone else is awake, maybe, be subtle about it, but, like, yeah, wake her up.
I think Kaz is very conflicted right now. Wake her up and don't wake her up!
Yes, kill it, Andre. Strat, use your hunter skills. Be a man.
It's fucking dead, dude.
Did the mead kill it?
Yeah, it's just floating in there dead.
Okay, so you're drinking mead. The manly thing to do, there you go. Put it fucking
Just
down.
do it.
Yep.
Chug it.
Protein.
A little bit of protein, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yes, I'll wait till everybody's up, and then if she's not up, I will wake her up. Okay. Yes.
I knew you'd understand. I'm just gonna go back to the kitchen.
Of course. You walk inside, and the table's been set, and you can see, like, items of food are beginning to be set out.
Kind of say to myself, that's why he's my butler. He always gets it.
As
He
you guys,
didn't really get it, but I guess he got it.
Nope.
Kaz thinks he got it.
That's all that matters.
You're on the
Yeah.
same page.
Yep. Yeah, delicious. It's like a cheese soup. Cheese, like cheese with, like, broccoli, potatoes, like big old chunks of ham or some kind of meat. And the hubby's a good cook. You know this.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he knows when you've had a long day and you need that soul food. So
Yeah,
And
I
he's
mean,
got-
I
he's
came
got the
home and I
tips.
was just like,
Rawr.
yeah, I've been there,
What-
I've done that. That was
less
today.
like raw and more like,
That hangry, that hangry. Yeah, I feel you. That was me.
angry, but like just like before I went to bed, I was just like,
So
Cry.
yours is served a little bit sooner. I would say because of the moon elf, you probably would have woken up not needing as much rest. You would have probably woken
Right.
up a little closer to noon, so you've already had lunch. So I would say, is there anything you would have liked to have done, or were you just kind of hanging out? Shut up, Siri. Is there anything you would have liked to have done over like the 3 hours before they woke up?
Nah, I'll just kind of chill with my hubby until I think they're probably up.
Okay. You kind of guesstimate roughly about when they would have, and I would say you probably start making your way around over there around like 2-ish. So
Yeah.
you get there. You'd probably get there just in time to see like Kaz storm out of the house and like have at it with like Woolsworth, and you're like coming around the corner like what the fuck, and you're like watching Kaz just like feverishly like in like pajamas to a certain extent, like just like like just like going at it.
The fuck, dude.
So
I probably would have waken up at some point in there and came out to the smell of food.
very delicious food. First delicious food you've had in probably about 6 months.
Makes sense. I'd probably approach the table
Yep, and it's
and
being.
look at Yvonne.
Yep.
Pardon.
You see not. I mean,
Portly blonde woman. I remember what she looks like.
yeah, portly blonde woman, larger lady, intimidating to a certain extent, but a very furious gaze. Like she has that like intense gaze, and she's just like whipping meal up, and like she's like fresh squeezing fruit into like a container and making juice, and it looks like she's like cooking something else in the oven at the same time. It smells really good.
Pardon.
Yes, can I help you?
Would it be okay if I had a seat and had something to eat?
Of course, guests of the house, guests of the masters get to eat at the table with the masters.
I'll take a plate and dish up some food.
Yep, you begin to sit down. Selena is sitting like directly across from you, just smiling as she's like dishing up her own thing, and she's there like cutting the roast. Like 2 seconds later, Kaz walks in, and there you just see her like you see the study doors open now as like Arcadia's like back to you, sitting at the table.
I'll go sit at the table too, but on the opposite side,
Okay.
so that we can see each other.
So this is gonna be a Kaz and Arcadia feud. I
Okay.
see.
So Kaz comes in and kind of like just like watches you and like walks around the whole table and like sits around on the opposite side, kind of like a seat over from Selena. So she's like kitty wampus from you,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just like smiling, but like that awkward smile as you're like dishing food up.
I'll smile at who I know as Sid.
Okay. Oh yeah, are you still looking like Sid, or have you dropped that guy's?
No,
Okay.
well, I would still know that individual's name is Sid because that's how they introduce themselves.
Yes, but it would be the appearance be the same.
But Kaz changed in front of me, so I witnessed the appearance change. I still asked
I
for introductions kind of late after that change.
Correct, but if she had changed back to the original form, you never would have saw the original form. So it'd be somebody different that you wouldn't know who that is.
Yeah, but Kaz did that in front of me.
I understand that, but you don't know all the forms.
True. So is this a new form than the one that was
No,
changed into
this
before?
is the one from last night. The
Which
one
I
that
had.
you wouldn't know. No, you would know this one. Yes, I know it gets confusing.
Wait, I would know or I wouldn't know?
You would know. It's the
You would.
same. It was the same one from last night.
Okay, and that's the person I know as Sid.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay,
I just thought it was her original form.
got it.
Yes, I know. Very confusing.
Okay.
Fuck
So,
you, Kaz.
I would look at Kaz
Changeling, dude.
and smile. Good afternoon, Sid.
Yeah, you too. Did you sleep okay?
I did, thank you.
I saw you got a new room.
Yes, the butler was ever so kind as to put me in a much more proper space to sleep in.
Well, that's good.
I slept very well, thank you.
I'm gonna just kind of eat silently till somebody else arrives.
Okay.
When I wake up, I would probably. I wanted to actually do some sort of prayer to Shantea.
Okay.
Morn's best attempt. He would, I guess, probably not much more than just thank her for the vision that she had sent him.
Okay.
And then kind of toward the end of it, he would remember that he should also pray to Grom and kind of just briefly think of him as well.
Okay.
And then...
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
That's it.
Okay. So you roll out of your hammock. Little hungover. You got a lot of wine. There's like a bottle and a half of like wine just like laying. One of them is like mostly empty, but like, you know, there's like a drip every like couple of seconds. And you kind of like tilt it back up and you're like, ugh.
I didn't remember even opening a second bottle.
Yeah,
So.
exactly. And you like roll out and you kind of look the room over. Still very, very open. It has a very field vibe. Part of the room, the vines have grown more over the arcs of the door. So they almost don't look like doorways anymore, almost like enclosed cave doors, you know what I mean? Where like the vines are hanging over the doors.
Yeah.
And you stand there for a second as you gain your composure. You begin to say a prayer, thanking Shantea for guiding you. And as you thank her, you just feel almost like a finger, like across, like start from like here and like across the shoulder blade and out the other side as kind of a very warm and gentle breeze blows through the throat, blows through the doorway, and kind of like sparks up a little bit of a grin as you stand there for a second or two longer. You take a deep breath and then you think to yourself, you know, you go from the gentle pose of praying to Shantea to the more firm praying stance that was taught to you for Grom, as you kind of take the form of a stone, can't speak, and you say your thanks to Grom for making you firm and sturdy and allowing you to continue on. And you open your eyes, good prayer, and walk towards the door.
Good talk.
I'll make my way
Oh
down.
my god,
And...
I literally say that all the time, Ray. Like, out of character. I literally say that all the time. Good talk. When I say something and people don't say anything back, immediately I'll be like, good talk.
I'll make my way down, and I guess I'd sit next to Selena and probably ruffle her hair or something.
Okay, so you sit down, just like one-handed, like, you sit down. She's already like halfway through a plate of food. As you like look over to your right, Kaz is like eating, but like half eyes on the plate, half like across the table, and like every once in a while, like look down at his food, like, back up across the table, and then back down to the food, and then back up really quickly, making sure like eye contact's not lost. And then across the table, Arcadia, your new friend, is sitting at the table, just eating, face down, looking at the food.
I might occasionally glance at Kaz and kind of raise an eyebrow, like, kind of like.
And every time
on?
you look up, Kaz looks down at his food, like, real quick.
Yeah, so I
then,
definitely
like-
would be like raising an eyebrow, like, what's going on there?
Okay. Andre, you would have come in the same time as Kaz, basically, so you can sit yourself at the table if you would like to.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'll
you
do
have
that.
You have not had supper, so where would you like to sit?
Sit,
There's a seat. There's two seats. One right next to Arcadia, and another one at the end of that, and then there's one at the very end of the table on both sides.
sit next to Arcadia.
Okay, you go in and you sit down right next to Arcadia and begin to dish your food.
Yeah, a little light because I had the soup earlier. But
Holy man,
So
are you awake?
think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just come down pretty simply and just take a seat.
Okay.
When
There-
Kalen walks in, can I motion for him to like sit next to me?
I was planning on doing that anyway. I'll be like, I kind of want to get away from Arcadia.
So you watch
Wow.
Kaylin walks in and like Kaz is eating. Kaz is like sitting here eating. Kaylin walks in. You watch like Kaz like he like away from Arcadia's face and like looks up just in time to see Kaylin coming. He's like,
And I'll be like, I got your number.
and like he just like continues to watch and then like looks over the seat like where Kaylin's gonna sit and kind of like motions for you to sit and then like just like because there's like food and like there's like food and like assortments like plants and stuff on the table, so there's kind of like a little bit to hide behind, and you just notice Kaz is just like down behind some of the stuff and like every once in a while like continues to eat.
I'm seriously
No,
living for this
Kaz.
right now. Kaz is super suspicious. It's hilarious.
So you
So-
guys are all sitting and eating.
When Kaylin sits next to me, I want to lean over kind of close to him and ask, like, are we totally sure that she's not part of the demon or associated with the demon that took Freya? I mean, are we certain of that?
You look up just in time to see Kaz like lean in and kind of like a little bit to Kaylin, and then he kind of like goes back and like does like one of these, and like you like go back towards your food. Then you watch like Kaylin just kind of like
Yeah. I'll lean back to him and I'll say, no, it being just a coincidence still seems way too off of some sort. I just can't buy it, at least not right now.
Am I paranoid? It seems like a big coincidence, right?
Yes, I agree heavily.
I'm so happy that someone's
bit
like
sus.
confirming my conspiracy.
Not exactly sure who she's affiliated with, but I'd like to find out at least soon.
And
What are you guys
Kaylin.
talking about? I can't hear you.
Oh,
we were talking about the food.
Yeah.
It's super good.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
I'm
friends.
gonna be shoving more food in my face. I don't really actually care what they're talking about.
But
Yeah.
more in are people are the people in your village where you're from, are they religious people?
Nah, to be honest, we don't really know much. Everyone kind of believes what they believe, and we're good with that.
Kaylin,
They haven't met anyone like Kaylin.
I think I'm wondering if you could help me understand how much of the stories that we hear about the gods as kids is true, and how much are children's stories.
Well, what type of stories do you hear? And I can try and confirm or deny their validity.
Well, of all the gods and the nine hells and the war of, the heavens and the hells, and it just seems like a lot of it was stories to tell kids, but I know for sure that some of it is true.
Well,
So I don't know. I guess I just I don't know what's what anymore.
well, name something that you find a bit tall tale-ish, and I'll tell you if it's true or not.
I guess the fact that the gods would make this plane and then they're not here, they would what and then they would go to battle with these devils for presumably forever, since they're all immortal. I guess it just seems all kind of far-fetched and sort of pointless.
Okay, I'll elaborate.
I
about
feel
that
like
based on what I know.
if I were a god, I could find like way better things to do than that, right?
I'll elaborate on that based on what I know.
Okay, so what you would know, and you know quite a bit. This is this is right in your realm. The war between heaven and hell, basically, both sides suffered like a lot of injury. And to basically secure the mortal realm, they sealed the heavenly realm. Basically, sealed the heavenly or the hellish realm in its own, their own little entities, basically making it damn near impossible to enter to the mortal realm. That's why you don't see many gods just like, walking around on Earth. They speak to their followers in certain ways, but they don't kind of like Greek mythology. Like they're there, but they do their best to not meddle or interfere like too much. Like they'll do like a little jab here and there, or they'll guide, or to those that they choose, that they have the strongest connections to. But that connection can be weak or strong at certain points, and can be severed. You would know that a lot of the bad gods and the good gods and the neutral gods, a lot of them were killed off, mortally maimed, wounded so severely that they are not. People are unsure of faith, are unsure of whether or not they exist anymore or not. But it is known that the gods that do exist to this day and still meddle in certain affairs and are prayed to are, are you ready? Grom, aka Helm, or the Earth Father. Shantea, she is good. She is the goddess of pretty much everything good. Grain, the harvest, the earth. Larus, the Unicorn Queen, the Queen of Safe Travels, the Goddess of Light, the Miracle Bringer. Myliki, the Goddess of Forest, or those known to the Moon Elf as a loon. Artemis type style. She is one with nature and the land. She is the goddess of the hunt. She is the goddess of keeping those evil and hunted within the mortal realm. Her followers, those that are devoted heavily to her, are the Sisters of the Locust. The bad gods. Hela. She is the goddess of the underworld, the Firebringer, usher of death and holder of souls. Yes, I will give you all of this, Mark. I know this is a lot. Fjorgen, the god of trickery and death, deceit and shadows. Bane, tyranny and despair. He is all evil and anything evil. Baal, the god of murder, loves anything blood and demands all that give to him give blood for power. The neutral gods. Kellenbor, he is the guard of death. He is that guides the dead to the underworld. Gond, the god of craft. Savras, the god of divination and fate, loves magic, scrying, and fate. Saloon is the goddess of the moon. Her mood changes with the moon and is honored by sailors and those that wish for safe travels among Larus. These entities, the neutral gods more so than the good gods and the bad gods. The good gods and the bad gods have less of a hold on the mortal realm than the neutral gods do, as they didn't meddle in the war so much and are not bound to strictly one or the other. Their ties are more strictly to the mortal realm. They're not omnipotent, and they're not, bringers of death or like, ever powerful, but they do hold certain sway within the mortal realm. Did I mash you guys' brains?
So,
That's a lot of
Kaylin,
information.
I've heard that it may be possible for someone in this world to ascend to godhood.
Yes, that was what the Undying one was trying to do, if you remember.
Is that people like you? Is that the goal for you guys?
It could be for some of them.
It has only happened 3 since the creation of this world. Seville is the 3rd to use this method granted to him by Hela to ascend to the mortal realm, basically granting themselves lichhood of the mind and body. The mind and body continue, but you forfeit your skin and your soul.
Sounds like about what Hella would do.
I just love that Kalen's the quiet one in the group, but you ask him about religion and he just starts rambling to the point none of us can follow.
The
Fits
knowledge
into a
bringer.
T.
No, Martin will definitely be like eating quietly during this and paying attention to what Kalen's saying.
Do we know how somebody would do something like that?
Oh, let me go back. Where's that Abyssal book? Skinbound book. How is he going to do that shit?
Oh, the skin-bound book.
No, I was saying that out of character. I was just going back in my notes.
Oh, I was gonna say, because that's gone too.
Yeah, I know.
Dun dun
Rip.
dun.
Well, I believe how the Undying one was going to use it, or was going to do it, was he was going to, if I can recall, it's waxed in poetic language, but use the power of souls to ascend and become more than the flesh of the body.
These are the sacrifices that we saw.
Yes, in the underground dwarven civilization. And during that ritual where you obtained that large blue sapphire.
Can you kill a god?
A omnipotent god, the good god, the bad gods. No, but you can maim them. This is what Kalen would know. You can maim them enough that would make it. You could make it difficult to maintain their form on the mortal realm.
Yeah,
but
because that's
not
exactly what Shantea did to Irax.
correct. Kill permanently? No.
Yeah.
Uh,
Not exactly, but you can make it so that they can no longer meddle in the affairs of the mortal world. That was exactly what Shantea did to Irax, and that is why he is now looking for a mortal vessel so that he can once again walk the plains.
you guys didn't get to it, but it did dwell. You did get pieces of it that basically said, they didn't say, but Seville, the Undying one, has been dealt with before. On 3 different occasions, he has been dispatched. Like, the Undying one is not a permanent god. It is somebody is assuming that mantle every time. Because there was, you had gotten information about certain weapons that had been left as fragments of the good gods that were left in the form of weapons to deal with the Undying one.
Yeah, I talked about this.
Yep.
Wasn't there 3 separate Undying ones too, or was it just the same person going under different names?
3 separate.
Yeah, that's what I thought. The first was ineligible, the second was Virgil, and the third was Civil.
Mm-hmm.
Ding,
Gotta
ding,
love when
ding.
people take notes.
Bing, bing, bing.
So this
Yes.
is good and all, but the problem we have here is we need to get to the second layer of hell.
That we do.
How are we going to do that?
Well, unless you know the code to teleport directly to Hellcaz, we're probably going to have to find that entrance.
There's an entrance.
Yes, in the book that we were looking for, it mentioned one hero managing to find an entrance on this plane.
Could be anywhere.
Exactly.
That's not very good odds if we're just gonna be running about trying to find
Just-
anywhere.
There's got to be more to it. I mean, Shantae sent us to this book. This book has to tell us more than just somewhere.
It most certainly might have had, but the pages afterwards seem to have been ripped out.
Who brought this book here? I'm gonna call over. What's his name? Walsworth.
Yes, sir.
Who brought the books to this library? Who built this?
Who built the house?
The library. Who brought the books here?
The library was procured from various people here across town, but most of the books come from. Where is my notes on Jupiter? There we go. They are brought by Borf. Borf is the local librarian. He holds pretty much all the books here in town. We just went and gave him a certain amount of gold and asked for certain random assortment of books.
I'm gonna get up and walk over to the library and
Okay.
find that same book. Unless Kaylin put it away, it's possible I couldn't find it at this point.
I would say Woolsworth noticed the importance of the book and probably left it on one of the tables.
Do you recognize this book?
No. They came in boxes. Borf's understudies had brought them here at the request of the house after you had purchased it.
Okay. I'll walk back to the table.
Okay.
Be like, maybe if we found out who knows where this book came from, they would have more information on who could have potentially taken information from it. If you say pages are missing from it.
True enough, the librarian might maintain a record of how he obtained each book.
Do we want to go talk to him?
It's up in the air. I'm not opposed.
Seems like a reasonable start.
Oh, also, I barely almost forgot. Although we do not have a location, I did receive a clue of some sort last night from the usual.
Usual source.
That's correct.
What did she say?
Look for the claw.
I wouldn't know anything about this, would I?
I was just gonna ask.
Fair.
Okay.
Kaylin,
The only
roll an intelligence check.
Well, I was about to say, the only claw-like object that sticks out in my memory was the pedestal that we encountered in the Warlock's basement, but that's it.
Oh, like the claw that held the hand, kind of thing, or the no. I thought that was just a hand, just like the hand missing the ring finger holding the orb. I don't think it was a claw.
Roll an intelligence check, Galen.
Yeah.
With advantage.
Okay. Haha.
Ooh.
Hey.
Oof.
Oops.
You kind of brain fart for a moment and like sputter. Something about your hometown. And a claw. And you're just having a really hard time.
I might have a vague but better idea.
Okay.
Say shot in the dark, but something about there being a claw rings reminiscent of my hometown.
Man, what was the name of that lake in your hometown?
I don't remember you ever mentioning the lake.
Well, we can check out the bookstore first.
And then
And then maybe, if we don't find anything, maybe we head to where you're from.
Very well.
Ugh.
Well, it sounds like as good a lead as any.
Whereabouts is your hometown?
South of the Evercrest Mountains.
So another long journey.
Somewhat.
Before another longer journey. This is literally your song.
Betcha.
So let's, if everyone's ready, I guess we can go together to this bookstore. Bookstore library combo.
I'm certainly prepared.
Then let's head there and ask if they have the book we're looking for.
Is there a way for me to pin messages?
In Discord?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Click the
Like,
little
you just
three
right-click
dots.
on it.
I don't have that action. I'm not allowed to do it.
What?
Yeah, I don't see it either.
What message? Where?
oh yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, me neither. What the heck?
Fucking
Really?
Freya.
What? I
It
made
must
everybody
be Freya.
admins. It's not my fault. DJ is an admin. Hold on a second.
Power hungry.
What the fuck? I seriously made everybody admins.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Well, if you just want to pin my message, that's all the gods of this world that you know of. There's lesser gods, but those are the main.
That is
Fuck
not
it.
how I thought you spelled Shantae.
I'm pretty
Nowhere-
sure I
nowhere
don't know.
close.
I don't know if I did it right or wrong.
This is how I've been spelling it.
I believe I spelled it right.
Oh yeah, you got it.
I've seen it spelled that way before somewhere.
Fuck yeah.
This is how I've been spelling it.
Way off.
And it's totally different.
Where you got that spelling from, big man?
All I can
Well, I
picture.
mean, Martin can't spell it.
All I
but-
can picture is Morn in the in his bedroom, like on the wall. Sean. Sha.
Really quick, so I pinned it, but can you guys check and see if you have the ability to pin now?
Let me look.
I do have the ability.
Unpin. Yes.
Okay.
Aye.
Okay. I don't know why that wasn't selected. That's weird.
Yeah. Whatever.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Whatever. Okay.
I just clicked the
Fucking-
admin button. I didn't know I had to select other shit.
Power
Sorry.
hungry much?
Fuck off, Jed. Continue.
Upon so just to clarify, the lake surrounding your town, Kaylin, is called the Ooster, but you feel like there's another name for it.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sure. Something about it kind of, you're not sure. So you guys are eating supper. I would assume by now, with the conversation had, supper is finished. The table has been cleaned and removed by Woolsworth and Yvonne, and dessert has been laid in front of you. Looks to be like a pie of some sort. What else would you guys like to do? By now, I would say it's probably around 5-ish. Late evening.
But I still want to head to the bookstore if we can, if it's still open.
Okay.
Yeah.
You ask Woolsworth. Do you ask Woolsworth?
If it's open still?
Mm-hmm.
I guess so. It makes sense.
Yes, I believe that they're open till late evening, maybe 7-ish.
Is it past 7 yet?
It's like 5-ish.
So let's hurry and go before they close for the night.
Yep.
I'll grab the book.
Takes you like 10 or 15 minutes to get across town. Kind of busy for late in the evening. I think a lot of people are either eating out or just kind of out and about tonight. It's at this point it's probably early spring, so it's still very warm outside. Some of the mountains on the Evercrest Mountains at the very, very tip are crest and snow, but the majority of the mountains are a deep brown, as the snow seems to have melted off for the most part. You make your way across town to the library. You get there, and you see a large sign of a hand holding a book with an eye on the back side that says Gimmels. That just hurt really bad. I can't believe I just did that.
Ooh.
Don't touch
What
it.
did you do?
I was scratching my head and I scratched my stitch.
Don't
Ooh.
touch it.
Yes, I know. Thank you. I just realized that. Thank you.
Don't even put your hand back there.
I was scratching an itch.
Don't.
Yes, I know that now. Thank you for your information.
It's healing.
After
Of
the
course
fact,
it itches.
hindsight's always 20/20. Jesus
No.
God.
You know better. It's healing.
Anyways, yes, it didn't feel good. You walk inside and it's a I don't know what they're called, but a person who loves bookophile or whatever you call them.
Bibliophile.
Thank you.
Bibliophile.
It is their wet dream. it is books on books on books on books, just rows and rows and rows. And it almost seems like the store is almost magically enhanced, because it looks like a small inn on the outside, but as you walk in, it just seems to extend, almost like the New York City Library. It's just like 2 floors, and it just goes back, like as far as the eye can see. And you see like little gnomes and dwarves and like some human every once in a while on an elf. Like just people like walking through aisles, picking up books. You see some people like with glasses, like putting books back up on the shelves. And at the very, very front, there's a small desk, and there's a a small elderly-looking gnome with his the entire top bald, but he still has the hair that runs around the sides and comes back to a long ponytail.
Are you Gimel?
No, that's the name of the store. That's my name.
Hey,
Slaps the book closed, and a little dust closes on and puts it on the table. How may I be of assistance to you?
we were told you'd actually put together a library for us.
I put together many libraries.
We're interested about a certain book and where it came from. And I'll take out the book and set it in front of him.
Ah, yes, this book. I have 5. That one sold. So, what would you like to know about it?
Just where it came from, who's had access to it.
Hold 1 second here. And he takes out like a little spectacle, and it takes out like one little spectacle and puts it up to his eye, and all of a sudden it like do and like telescopes down, and he starts like looking around. Okay, yep, okay, great, yep, all right. This comes, yep, okay, yes, okay. Okay. Turns it around, like licks it a couple more times. Okay. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. So that comes from the temple in Finsveld. We got that from some of the holy followers. They had an extra copy that they seem to have written down. But I believe we've had this book for I want to say 2 centuries. I believe I've had this book. Purchased at a very high price. Yep. Yep, definitely a high price. Good book. Very, very good book. I would say access to it? I mean, it's a library. A lot of people have had access to it.
Do you have other copies of this same book?
4 more.
The one we have is missing some pages. Could we...
That's unfortunate.
Could we see another?
Well, let's go take a look. Like, he jumps down from the table, and as he jumps down, like, he like walks the floor, and as he walks the floor, the bald spot on top of his head that comes around to that ponytail, the ponytail is so long, it's dragging on the ground behind him like a little tail. And you just hear like the little like of his speed as he walks along. Okay, yep, so back here, 17th section A, section B14. Okay, yep, okay. I'm just gonna walk down this aisle right here. Just follow close behind, please. Thank you. Okay, right here. Let's see. Alpha section, beta, delta. Okay, right here. Theta section. He pulls out like this giant drawer, and it's just dust-covered books. And you notice where the books are like perfectly in a row, and as they're perfectly in a row, there's 4 missing spots. Oh wow, that's kind of weird. There's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Motherfucker.
Well, son of. 1 second here, please. And he walks over to a like a little portal on the wall, and you just see him like do a couple runic fingers, and like a little screen pops up. And you see him begin to like type symbols. Okay, so Last person to check this item out is access denied. Fucking okay. Types a couple more things. Oh. Well, they've all been rented out except for this one.
Which was bought by us.
No. Be right back. And he runs to the back room. Like 10 minutes goes by, or 20 minutes, and he comes back and he's holding a almost a look-alike version of the book, except for the pages all around the book look almost black around the edges. Well, we got this one back last week. It seems like the owner had dropped it off without a name or a reason, and he said that it had caught on fire, and he doesn't know why. You're welcome to read it. And he hands you the book, and you open it up, and it's got most of the pages, but it looks like it suffered some form of fire damage to a certain extent.
I'll turn back to where the ripped pages once were in the other book.
Okay. It looks like the majority of it are missing, but there are bits and pieces that are still there.
I'll read them.
What you're able to glean, it talks of a temple that once used to sit on top of, and then the page is missing, and then you flip to the next page, you just having a hard time getting most of the symbols read, and it says within the temple is the entrance to that beyond. And then it skips, and you get to the last page, and it says, at the base of the claw, look for the clue. And then the rest of the pages are missing.
Okay.
The claw.
The claw!
The claw.
The claw.
The claw.
I'll help you to that.
Claw chooses
The
who will
claw.
go and who will stay.
Well, unfortunately, we got to do a little bit of repairing on that book, but it looks like that book might go into some form of retirement unless we can recover what's in there.
Yes, I wasn't able to get much, but I was able to get a few more bits and pieces.
Good. I do apologize. I don't know what happened to the other 3 books.
You weren't able to find out who they were checked out by.
Unfortunately, for some reason, no. They just seem to have disappeared.
It's unfortunate, and I'll just hand the book back to him.
Thank you very much. Put this away safely. And it turns around and then stops, turns back around. Well, is there anything else I can help you with?
Look towards Kaz.
Yes?
Do you have any books that might have any information about werewolves?
Oh, yes, plenty. Myth, are you looking for folktale, myth, eye sightings, documentaries, biographies, fan fiction?
Fanfiction, sure.
The most reliable source.
We have a couple of cartoon ones, little comics for the children.
We'll take that one.
Well, I suppose one of the comics, but also if you've got any that contain particular information about how they behave, how they
Oh, that's those books.
general information about them.
Those
I
books are
suppose.
kind of in the
Typical.
restricted section. Usually meant for certain individuals. We only have about 1 or 2 copies of those books, and they're hard to come by.
Is there a particular clearance you would need to for us to retrieve that kind of book?
Usually a high clearance. Uh, uh, Not many people are allowed to play with those books at the risk of losing information and or valuable books.
Right. What about this? And I'll pull up my little medallion from my boot.
Mm, mm, mm. I can accompany you and you can read the book, but I can't allow the book to leave. Yes, I appreciate the justice's boon, but yes.
Would I have an idea if I could maybe supersede that? No, because technically the affiliation that I have would not be something that others would necessarily honor. So probably.
Possibly.
Worth a shot.
What about if we were sent personally by King Beowulf himself?
That supersedes a lot of problems. Yes.
Part of the research that we need to complete in order to carry out a mission he sent us on?
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
Wouldn't it be deception?
Yeah, because you're lying. Yeah, never mind.
It's important. The difference
Yes.
is very important for me.
No, and I didn't catch the wording. Oh,
Plus 13.
Oh, you have no idea.
Oh, baby.
Shit.
He sent you.
That he did. It's very important.
You promised the book won't be lost and will come back here.
You have my word. And for your graciousness, I will reward you for that. I'll hand him 5 gold.
Yes, thank you. And like scampers off into the back, and he comes back with 2 books. 1 looks very old. 2, the other one is more of a newer bound book. And he hands you both. Please, make sure they come back here, especially the leather bound one. That's the only one that we have, and yes, that's all we have on that one.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your help.
Thank you. Please ask for me when you get back. That way, I make sure to check the book into its proper location.
Of course.
Thank you.
It's Gimmel, right?
Uh,
Ask for Gimmel when we come in here.
no, that's the store. I am Borf.
Right. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yes. And he looks really confused. Just yes. Anyways. Please just make sure that comes back to me. I appreciate it. Is there anything else you need?
That would be all, I believe.
Okay. I have to get back to work. Thank you. Have a good day. And scampers off into a side hallway.
I definitely appreciate you sticking your neck out for me. And well, I just need to do some research for next time.
Of course.
My master taught me some things, but I need to fill in some gaps in my knowledge. You know, Mistakes
sense.
mistakes of the past will not be made again.
Well, it will. I believe it will help all of us. So, glad I could help.
So, Kaylin, we still need a reunion at your former home.
Yes, in fact, that's where these new bits of information pointed me, right in the same direction. Just
So-
repeated the same phrase, look for the claw.
Does everyone know where Thinsfeld is?
I do.
I'll look at Henri and Morn and see what they say.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
I said, does everyone know where Thinsfeld is?
I do.
How would you know?
I'm very familiar with a lot of the area of Rothos.
Morin has no idea.
Very well.
Morin's seen a map, but he can't read, so he doesn't know any city names.
So I think I have a way to get us there quickly, but it may require some prior knowledge of kind of where it is and its general direction.
Well, I mean, I of course live there, so I know where it is. I figured you would have known that already.
Sarcasm to the fullest.
Have we been to a city near it?
No, but I know where it stands on the map.
Yeah, but I was gonna wind walk us there, so you wouldn't be able to tell Morn where it is because you would be a gas.
Hmm.
So it's not super clear to me how much communication there could be
That much.
throughout this process, or if we would just be able to follow each other.
Yeah. You would be able to
Like,
most
see-
likely ascertain the difference in cloud versus actual cloud, because you'd all be moving in like these little cloud-ish type deal. But yeah, there's no way you'd be able to talk to each other.
So is
So-
Kaylin leading then?
I suppose so. If that's what we're doing.
If you guys want to do that, we can. We can make it about 500 miles in a day. So it's pretty quick, but we just want to we don't want anyone to go off course.
Right.
I want to make sure that everyone's comfortable doing that before we decide that's something we want to do.
I
I
mean,
have no
if I have to know where it is, I don't know.
Well, you could follow us, and we could.
Okay,
You have to stay with us.
I can do.
Never traveled as a cloud before. Sounds kind of fun.
You have. We did it when we left
Disregard.
Morgan.
The city
Mugthal.
and
Yeah.
Mugthal, yeah.
Yep, you're right.
We've done this before.
No, you haven't. Henri,
Um,
Oh,
Kaz, and Freya had done it before.
oh, okay.
So, Morn, if you remember when I turned you into a giant ape, it'll be. It's kind of like that, but
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna turn you into a cloud, and
So it's not like the other like portals, because I don't like the portals, but I liked being a giant ape.
yeah, you'll be a cloud for about 8 hours, and we're just gonna fly really fast towards Thinsfeld.
Oh, okay, that sounds fun.
I've never been a cloud before. I can't say anyway.
Okay. Then if no one objects, then are we ready to go? Maybe we can head outside the library and find a place that's a little less public.
Well, I doubt we can really purchase any needed supplies. So I'm very much ready.
Do we need anything? I've got a little bit of gold I can throw around. Not too much, but
Yeah,
cover some expenses.
that's the other thing we didn't talk about is Freya has all of our party money, doesn't she?
Yeah.
I got some gold.
This is very upsetting to Kaz.
I'm gonna
Morn's like,
take
I
out,
got some gold, 3 gold.
I'm gonna
He hands
take out
gold,
all
3
my gold that I got, and I'm gonna show the party. Let's see, I have 30 gold.
That's good, Warren.
That's good.
Oh my god.
Hey, it's
Kaz
something.
Kaz is so depressed. Kaz is like, yep, that's real good, Morn. Real good.
I actually have a lot less than I thought I did.
Oh, rip.
Uh-oh.
But if there's any, sort of, if we need more provisions or anything of that nature.
Did somebody steal all your gold?
No one of mine, but
What was the question?
Being unknowing to
Yeah.
what's going on, I just asked I said, did somebody steal your gold?
Not exactly. It's just that the one who was possessed happened to be our party treasurer.
Oh, that's very unfortunate.
Yeah, she had more than this.
Yes, she did have more than 30 gold.
Oh, that's not very much gold. I mean, 30 gold will get you a good night's stay somewhere and maybe some food.
Good night's stay and a good beer. What else do you need, right?
But that won't get you very far if it's only for 1 or 2 nights.
I'm gonna glare at Arcadia and just pat Morin on the shoulder and be like, "It's a very respectable amount of gold."
Yeah.
Oh man. Well. All right then.
More than probably all of the rest of us. Actually, you probably have the most gold.
Oh, that's very unfortunate.
I definitely have more than that, but not that much more.
Well, if we run into a situation where gold is needed, I might be able to assist in some way. And I'm gonna kind of raise my eyebrow at Kaz, given that it's accepted.
Are you like a noble person? Does your family have a lot of money?
I wouldn't say I'm noble. I would just say maybe that I'm a good-hearted individual and willing to help those in need without holding a grudge against them for no reason, perhaps. I'm gonna kind of raise my eyebrow at
23
Kaz
tell me
again.
about that?
What?
What does the 23 tell me about that? I'm enhance ability inciting what you just said.
Okay. Time out. What's going on?
Oh.
I'm doing 3 things at one time. Okay, so she said that
I said I'm not a noble person. I'm just a
Correct.
good-hearted person that wants to help those in need. And
Okay.
as long as it's accepted.
Roll deception. Roll deception, Arcadia.
I have advantage too. Not that I need it. Actually, I might need it. Oh, yep. Hold on.
Yeah, I enhance
You
ability
do need
with that,
it.
so it's
She
23.
hit it. Yeah.
Come on, advantage.
Yes.
Fuck.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Shit.
Kaylin, meet me down one channel.
Oh, come on.
All right, let's do it.
Fuck this.
Oh, that's
I
great.
am a lot warmer and a
And
lot
a lot
happier
happier with
with
the
a
belly
belly
full
full
of
of meat.
Aye, aye. See this?
Cheers.
Yes.
Cheers, Ray.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Kanpai.
Wait, you got me too, Chels?
No, it's whiskey and coke.
That's what I got.
Their camera's not working, by the way. Oh,
That's
look
what
at
I
that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty dang good.
What is it exactly?
Redstone. Just a traditional mead.
Ooh.
But it does make my belly a lot warmer and a lot happier.
Yes. Yes. That's what we fucking live for.
Aye.
No, you guys,
Aye.
I don't know how I feel about this because he's giving an awful lot of information for literally just an insight check. Insight check doesn't mean like you get somebody's whole backstory. It just means that you know when they're being.
He just read your mind.
No, it just means
Yeah.
that you can tell when they're not being truthful.
Yeah.
Not that I wasn't being truthful.
Not to a certain extent. I'm not. You don't give when you roll insight versus the deception, and you're gleaning that information. You don't get a backstory, but you definitely get a vibes, and you get pieces of information from the past that you piece together, especially with an insight that high.
So that was an awfully long time you guys were gone for just gleaning a little
He
information.
knows everything about you.
Literally everything.
Yeah, totally.
So Kaylin,
Yeah.
what else is new? Kaylin knows everything about everything as
Your
it is.
favorite color, your favorite food,
I don't have.
Hey,
a
buddy,
favorite
the elf
color.
here. What's your
Favorite-
favorite color?
I mean, yeah,
favorite
I got
letter
the
of the
knowledge
alphabet.
I got the library of the gods at my disposal.
Oh, that's very true.
True.
So,
Very true.
Oh.
Hard to argue with that.
He may be quiet, but he is wise.
so after she says that, I'll sort of look inquisitively at her and kind of eye my eye over to Kaz, like, but I'll say to her, "You're a good-hearted person who sneaks into lords' manors to assassinate them."
Well, I did
mean-
say that I work for Lord Beowulf, kind of behind the scenes.
We kind of do the same thing.
Yes, so I did say that I work for Lord Beowulf, and I am a part of an affiliation that he uses to get things done, essentially, or do things in a very sneaky way. That doesn't mean I'm not a good person. Just means that I know how to take care of business.
But you said you were willing to help out people who are in need. That screams a sort of Robin Hood vibe to me, and yet you seem more of the hired assassin type.
So my job and my morals are two completely separate things, dear. So I might be a good person willing to help those that need a helping hand when I see that there's evil. But at the same time, my job dictates that I do certain things, in a very unnoticed manner.
Clandestine.
So in other words, if enough money's on the table and the ends justify the means, no evil is too bad. Is that
No. It's more just like if someone needs their head cut off, I take out my great axe and chop their head off. Like, does it need to be done?
I would not follow Lord Beowulf if he were the kind of person to order me to needlessly slaughter individuals that did not deserve it. Are you suggesting that he is? And be very careful what you say while we are in the town that we are in.
Maybe I am.
Oh, well. Okay then.
All right.
Sorry, lady, but I pledge allegiance to a higher calling. I'm not one to bow down to a king.
I can respect that. But you're questioning my morals and questioning what I do for my lord. And saying based on how you see things that it might not be morally just or correct is questionable.
I'll just sort of playfully shrug my shoulders and say, you could say it that way. And I'll sort of just turn around, looking at Kaz as I'm turning around, being like, watch out for her.
Shiv, they're back!
And I'll just get ready to leave.
Stabbed.
What the fuck did you tell him, Ginge? God. They're all gonna like stab me in the night.
Kaylin, weren't we supposed to go kill the Baron? Did you have a problem with that?
Yeah,
No.
aren't the barons the just lords of the land? Why were you out to get them? Oh, holy man?
Because we were told to do so.
Oh.
By
So
the
you
king,
do
right?
things when enough money is on the table as well.
No, we weren't doing it for gold, though.
We weren't there for money.
We were there for our friend.
So do you know these barons that you were going to be assassinating? Or were you just following the information provided to you by Lord Beetwolf and taking his word as enough clout to carry out some actions?
We were following the information given to us by our friend.
For maybe one of them, but a couple of your friends in this party did mention that you were also going to be going after other barons after that one.
You don't know Freya.
That's right, you don't.
Maybe not, but from what
And
you've
we
told
haven't
me,
decided to kill the other barons.
true. So you were starting with that one, but you did mention that you were going to be pursuing the others as well.
We were, and if they prove to be as bad as this last one, then we might have killed them too.
Do you consider yourself gods? Do you judge others based on what you consider them to be as far as what they do? Like, are they good?
My
Are
sister's
they bad?
mother was killed by that Baron for just being an elf. Don't talk to me about judging people.
Okay, so maybe this baron is very bad and deserves to die, but now you're taking on a role of being judge and jury for other barons without really knowing them?
You're right. King Beowulf seemed to be the good guy.
He does, and I, as you did, was following his better judgment to keep an eye on one of the barons, as I did for 6 months before I was able to get inside and see that he was an awful monster of a creature, and was then in a position to want to get rid of him, essentially. So I'm not quick to judge or carry out dispatching individuals just because somebody tells me to.
But like the other said, we trusted a friend on Lucian. That wasn't our call. Lucian has destroyed Freya's life, has killed people that I know. We have enough reason to want him dead.
I can agree with you. And we have the very same goal when it comes to that. Which is why I was willing to help you find your friend, who appears and sounds like to be a good person. As I mentioned, I am a good person as well. I want to help those that might need a hand, especially when there is evil present. So being that your friend sounds to be like somebody that may have been taken advantage of, and was done harm by this individual, I'm willing to help you find her.
Are you okay with that, Kaylin?
And hoping that you would help me also finish him in the end.
We'll see what happens.
We shall.
All I know is if it wasn't for her, we'd be dead. Definitely saved us.
Then it sounds like she's deserving of being rescued.
I was talking about you.
Oh, well, I appreciate that.
What? Are you rolling deception?
I'm not rolling deception. That's
Oh, that was my roll, the last one.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, what? Okay.
I can tell you all are a little uneasy about me, given how we met. I'm hoping to help ease your mind over time.
Enough about that. We're here to find Freya. Focus on that for now.
Aye. We'll do what we must. And we'll get her back.
Well, if everyone's ready to go, let's go, and we'll meet outside the front of the city gates in Thinsveld.
Very well.
Ready
Okay.
to go.
So as you guys begin to pack up, you begin to make your way towards outside so that you guys can gather for Kaz to cast the spell, which you're going to have to cast it many times. Because it's concentration for up to 1 hour. And you'll be flying at a speed of 10 feet. And it's 550 miles from Jupiter to Thinsveld.
Is it only 10 feet? I thought it was 300 feet.
That's 300 feet, and you dash. Your only action is a dash, so you get 600 feet.
So
per turn.
it's not gaseous form.
No, it's wind walk.
Ah, there's where it's fucked up. Because I'm reading it and I'm
Yeah,
like,
there's a.
I'm like, you are not going to go very far at all.
No, it's wind walk, so the duration's 8 hours.
Okay, makes way more sense. I'm
That's
like, I'm doing math and I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's like.
You're like thinking
So-
I'm real dumb. You're like, I don't know how
doesn't
you did that
have
math, but it did not work.
What are you talking about, Kez? You can't go that far in one day.
So wind walk, 6th level, 300 feet, 60 feet per round for 1 minute until it lands for 8 hours.
So it's
Okay.
basically a 100 feet per second.
Yep. So
Fast.
you'd have to cast it.
Not super cruise fast, but
I think you'd have to cast it 3 times, 2 times. I'll have to do the math. I'll do the math later. It hurts my head.
Go.
Because it would be 550 miles. You say 100 feet per second.
that means you could get
No, it's six.
and
Oh yeah, 100 feet per second.
you could
Yeah.
cover an hour. You could cover a mile as the crow flies in about
What
an
the fuck
hour.
is that? It's a
Right.
mile as the crow flies, so that's 13 crows. What the fuck?
That means going through the air as opposed to walking.
I'm just giving you shit.
Yeah, no, it's about a mile a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. So actually, you might only have to cast it twice.
Yeah, I was thinking it would give me. I don't know the exact distance, but I figured it would get us close,
I would say it
Or-
would roughly get you.
or maybe 2/3 of the way from Fort Thormgard to Thinsveld, and we can walk the rest of the way.
At a mile a
Yeah.
minute, that has to be less
gonna
than 2
be-
casts. That has to be less than 2 casts.
Well,
Well, I mean,
it'd be 1 cast for sure, and it would probably get you real fucking close. But I'll do the math. Ain't no worries. It'll be close. But as you guys get yourself ready, you prepare. You have everything packed that you need. You guys are standing in front of the library as Kaz begins to ready the spell. Fire and holy water. Do you have both of those?
Yeah, but I'm going to use it with a arcane focus. It's a spell from the staff.
Perfect. Okay. You ready to spell, and as you begin to cast the spell, we'll pick this up next week.
Boom.
Whoop, whoop.
Mic drop.
Thanks for hanging out, stream.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you
Hey,
next
thanks,
week.
guys.
Remember, hot dogs hurt.
Hot dogs
What?
hurt, apparently. Peace out.